How's it going, everybody? Welcome in. Tuesday Legacy, Paragon City Games, Draper, Utah.
Yeah. Getting started here, getting going live. We got players already seated, shuffling up. And there we are.
Always. Let's see if we can fix this while we're getting set up.
So to start us off, we have Corey playing. I believe he's going to be playing some White Eldrazi versus Matt, and we get to see what Matt maybe is on, like a Sultai list.
Rolling SGI. Thanks for the follow.
Jumping
Awesome.
in with a follow right from the beginning. He hasn't even
Right.
seen a play of Magic yet.
No, hold on. I'm gonna try this again.
Yeah, we got to get all of our live action happening here. Alright, these guys are getting shuffled up anyway. So, sounds like we have a smaller number of players today. We have just above 10, 12 players, I believe. So we should have a undefeated at 4-0. Normally we've been having 20 plus, sometimes as many as 30. It must be the back to school awesomeness that happens this time of year, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a noticeably small amount. The 22nd. It's still not giving me the option.
Let's go
You know what to do.
like this.
Because I already went and did that. And copied it. I know.
Get there. Get there.
Live on Twitch, can't figure out the whole Facebook thing.
Sometimes it just doesn't like to work, does it?
Mm-mm.
So we copy from here and put it here, right?
No, opposite.
Other way. Boo. You already did. Alright, we'll do it without, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All
Not sure
right.
what's going on there.
Now, so it's kind of exciting in terms of for you and me.
Yes,
We
it
have
is.
we have larger dice
We
that
did.
we can actually read now. We have these numbered dice that you can see, the black dice they just rolled with, and then we have some even larger D6s.
Huge.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Like probably can barely see the card big.
How many counters are on your your what hanger back walker?
What? Hanger back walker.
This is up, right? Should
Yep.
be.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Excellent.
All right, here we go. Looks like these guys are looking at their opening 7.
So you seem to know a little about what's going on with Corey's deck. White Eldrazi is what you said?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure.
So this is a displacer deck.
Yeah. Yep.
Excellent.
And it'll be fun to see. I was excited to see something a little different. Last week, Corey played some Storm, and we had a lot of Storm, right?
A ton of Storm.
By round 4, I was kind of sick of seeing Storm. There's one of our large D6s.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that thing.
I had somebody come into the store the other day, and they're just like, yeah, and we're this legacy scene that's in Utah. It's just kind of light on Storm, and I just tilted my head and went, we have like 3 to 4 people playing it each week. Not exactly light on Storm.
So Corey said he's going to play the deck that beats Storm. I said, okay.
All right.
Let's see it. Here we go.
We're going to play some Chalices.
Matt starts off with a flooded strain. Now I'm pretty sure Matt's on a Sultai build, which he might be on.
He might have added white. I heard him talking on Friday when I was sitting in the future match area. He came up after and sat next to me and was talking about Alurin with a couple of us, and he was talking about adding white.
Alurin. There it is.
Ta-da. So we'll see if he did add white or not. It kind of looked like it to me. Maybe not.
Give this one more try. Put it here, right?
Edit settings, and then take the stream key.
Take it from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, save. All right. Find that second land, and we're gonna play a little 1/1 here. And then you have to add a title. It's like not recognizing it at all. That's the problem. Okay.
There we go.
So he's got a main deck Containment Priest.
Title that for me real quick.
Interesting.
Main deck Containment Priest. I like it. I like it. And he's got an Eldrazi Temple, so.
Oh, okay.
See, so he's got some choices, as you can see. Oh, he just says go.
Ta-da!
There we go. It's the other way.
Oh, okay.
That one goes there. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why. So now we're alive on all our we'll be here in a moment. There we go.
Okay, so I was doing it wrong. Ah, my fault.
There's enough, when you're streaming to 3 different things, there's enough little things going on.
I've done it right like the last 3 times, but
Right.
today I just like space. Oh well. Alright, Leovold. Not going to matter in this matchup too much. I'm just going to flash in this Containment Priest. Oh man, here's my 2 mana. Flash Bear. Now let's see if you can remember this part.
Right? Oh, I don't want this one. Yeah, it's going to make me do it this way, isn't it?
No, you can, so you click into here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then through the link. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Our 2 mana 2/2 that does actually just nothing in this matchup. Well, I guess it does something for Cascade because it's being cast. Oh, and if it wasn't cast, no, it still doesn't do anything to Cascade.
Since learn, you're casting the spell.
Mm-hmm. Casting it for free.
So right now, this white Eldrazi is looking more like white hate bears at the moment. White taxes, right?
Yeah, kind of like a modern build, almost. Because there's the Eldrazi decks in modern that are just like a white-black taxes. All right, value time. That resolves.
Yeah. Corey's gonna say, it doesn't, and Matt's gonna say, no, it gets cast.
Yeah.
Attacking for 4. Here it comes. You can see their life totals there. The blue 19 and the white 19. That D6 is just off to the side.
He just wanted to show off the gigantic die.
Yeah. Corey takes some damage. Let's see if his deck can do something. You know, he's got potentially, what, a 4 billion mana right now. He can play just about any Eldrazi that doesn't cost 10.
Yeah, he just needs to find something to actually cast.
Yeah, he just needs one. Jitte's not bad.
Definitely not. Not with the City of Traders.
And a flyer. And especially with a tapped 1/1 flying Death Toucher on the other side, right?
Leovold makes it a little obnoxious, though.
Yeah, targeting guys and
Yes.
getting counters. Absolutely. Drawing cards.
Yeah. Let me try something real quick. This one.
Oh, you have to do that after, huh?
Just for the chat.
Perfect.
Still not registering.
Ooh, Batterskull's interesting too, but
Yeah, his own Wingmare keeps him from playing Batterskull at the moment.
Displacer's gonna get Force of Willed.
Seems strong.
Something like that.
VRYN. I think it's just yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. Oh, wrong one. There we go.
So there's the Thought Knot.
Yeah, so it's this one. Okay. So, Thought Knot Seer. Look what I have, an Eternal Witness. What's up, Brian?
Welcome to the chat, sir. We're getting started on this Allurn versus some white cards. All right, so right now Matt doesn't have Allurn out. He's not even playing for combo, right?
No.
But he's just gonna not attack.
He doesn't have a whole lot to do.
And what else, I mean, is there to do while you're driving away other than watch the stream, right? Totally makes sense.
It's the perfect thing to do while driving.
Yeah, perfect.
So safe.
All right, so this is kind of a weird board state, right? You've got Leovold on oneself, as I read Brian's chat, one side, and Corey on the other side wanting to do stuff, but Leovold makes that difficult. And then next to Leovold, there's two Deathrite Shamans, which Deathrite Shamans can end a game by themselves, right?
Right, but Corey's not putting a lot of cards in the graveyard, and Matt really doesn't have a lot of instants and sorceries to place in the graveyard as well.
Not yet, but
Yeah.
I mean, a couple cantrips later, and he'll fill it up.
Right now, those Deathrites just have 2 damage worth.
Yeah.
And from what I see in Corey's hand, he's not going to add to that. Add 2 mana. Play a new City of Traders.
So he pays 6
Whoa.
for the Batter Skull. Maybe?
This is 5. There we go. What was he saying about the matchup, Brian? Seems like an interesting one. I don't feel like if Matt's not comboing, I don't really feel like he's winning this game.
No. And Batter Skull's a fairly strong play, and yet at the same time, with a few cards now, there's quite a few Matt still needs, but he can combo off, and then the life gain that Corey gets from that Batter Skull is irrelevant, right?
Right.
It's more about putting power on the board, I believe.
And Corey's still in a position where if he finds Chalice, then he can make sure the combo doesn't happen outside of like an abrupt decay.
And right now, the Wingmare is hurting Corey a decent amount, right? He's overpaying for Batter Skull, his Mox Diamond. He's overpaying for this Jitte.
The Wingmare is like hurt him more than his opponent.
Well, he's the one playing things.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Good point.
most of Matt's deck is things that get by it.
Creatures, yeah. All right, come in with the scary germ.
All right, Germ's gonna die. 2 counters on Jitte. Yeah, a little strange she didn't attack with the Wingmare there too. It's free 2 damage.
Yeah, that is odd. It's possible he just wants to block and die. He's like, I don't need this anymore. All right, Cabal Therapy is the draw. He's gonna name a card. He's probably gonna miss. I can't like looking at a deck like this. But could you just blind Cabal Therapy?
So it looks like Matt death-righted at the end of turn there,
Okay,
exiling the Strix and the Force of Will. We just didn't. It was just a shortcut.
gotcha.
So they moved their dice and didn't tap lands or anything. So he gained 2 and hit Corey for 2. again, this is fun interactive Magic, right? They're both having decisions to be made. They both have a board presence. A lot of the games we had last week, there was a Storm player doing one thing and another player that
was
trying to do something
interact.
completely different, right?
Yeah.
At least these guys are, going through each combat phase and playing spells, and some of them are creatures. Here's a Chalice of the
Chalice
Void.
on 2. Yeah, this is perfect. It shuts down Strix. It shuts down Cavern Harpy.
So he's paying an extra one for the Wingmare.
Mhm.
And here he's choosing to use a prison effect instead of attacking, which totally makes sense, right? If you can lock your opponent out from playing several of their spells, then he can start attacking with that Wingmare, Batterscold, or Jitate Up, or whatever he wants. And he doesn't even have to worry about the fact there's a Leovold on board.
Okay, here's a Displacer. Now, I don't know how much he wants to use this with on Seer.
Yeah, I think here I'd actually prefer just Batterskulling up and swinging for... Put him on a much smaller clock, but...
He's just going to opt to play the Displacer.
Displacer
Best for
can
2.
stop the combo if he is able to put it all together, right?
Right.
It can put a stop to that. Because the Learn is going to cost 5, which he'd be able to put out. And then his combo pieces are 3, right? So
Yeah.
Chalice of the Void doesn't shut it down entirely.
Well, he needs a Cavern Harpy. To combo off.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah.
It will.
So he's shut off combo for now. Was that a suiting up reference? From Bryce?
Yeah.
I don't know if Bryce would give a suiting up reference. Maybe he would. Suit up.
All right. So now I'm actually a little confused. It looked like he
has an Abrupt Decay.
It looked like he displacered the Leovold there. But
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is what's going on.
Okay.
So Displacer with Containment Priest will exile the card, and since it's not being cast on its way back in, it will not come back into play.
Right. That's pretty fantastic. Displacer and Containment Priest.
Mhm.
So
I just thought he was going to abuse it on his own board.
Yeah. Matt got to draw a card, and he drew a Lurin. But
He has what he needs to combo right now. All he needs to do is Abrupt Decay the Chalice.
Mm-hmm.
And next turn I feel like he can do it, can't he? Does the Splicer actually stop it? Oh, with Containment Priest it does, huh?
yeah, and he would be able to take the card that would have been comboing off and stop it for the turn.
So he might actually have to hit the Displacer. That's super awkward.
See, does Displacer shut it down? If you wait till end of turn, it comes back into play. Can you just combo right then? Because all your creatures have flash, right?
Right. But when the Harpy comes into play originally,
because when it comes back, because Containment Priest is out, it'll get exiled, just like what happened to Leovold, right? So that would work.
can't he bounce? Can't he pay a life and just return the Harpy as a response though?
Yeah, probably.
So I feel like he could go off. So we're gonna Abrupt Decay the Chalice.
This is great. So Corey was clearly ahead by taking out Leovold, gaining him that one extra card.
Mm-hmm.
It might have done him in here. Let's see how it finishes off.
A land might actually be good for him.
Yeah, since he lost a death right there.
Yeah. There is a land in the graveyard.
Alright, so there's 5. Oh.
Yeah, exile the land. Let's play Lurin. Hey, look, a cavern harpy. Oh, he has another cavern harpy. I did not see the second one.
So it looks like Corey tried to kill Agent, and maybe Matt flashed in the other harpy in response. Is that what happened?
He might even be trying to kill the harpy. I'm not entirely sure where the targets are, but he's trying to interact that way, killing something before the combo is actually locked in.
You can see this is a complicated enough board state where the players are both still trying to figure it out too, right?
Right.
Which, okay, flashes out a Thallium, all right.
He has a displacer to flash into. Or at least that's what I thought I saw. Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, so here's the displacer activation, the one he gets. So he's going to displace Shardless Agent.
Okay. Okay, so that happens.
Yep. Matt's used all of his tricks.
And remove the last counter on Deathrite as well. So Corey's trying to explain that both should go back to your hand.
Yeah, if you don't have a target to bounce back, you gotta
target itself. They can't both target the same thing, can they? Can they both target the same?
Maybe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So one will just fizzle. That's fine. This is still just such a bad place for Matt. It was the Jitte counters that kept him alive. The displacer alone wasn't enough.
All right, and Matt's at 11. Corey has not quite lethal. No, he does. He can attack the lethal here, right?
Maybe not in the air. Oh, he's got the harpies anyway.
Yeah, if he had flashed out that displacer at the end of turn that's in his hand, then he'd have lethal.
I think Matt's the only player I've ever seen on stream just whip out his phone and just start talking to somebody. He's just like, my opponent's doing stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna.
All right, here's a suited up. I'm not sure what the reference is. Suited up containment priest.
It's the How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, okay.
Always.
He says, "Here's a whole bunch of damage coming at you." Looks like that's lethal either way. 11, even if he blocks the batter skull. So that gives game 1 to Corey. It was a puzzle, but they figured it out. Or one of them did.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, the containment priest looked so out of place, and then next thing you know, I'm like, oh, that's right. Next thing you know, Eldrazi Displacer's just exiling stuff.
All right, we're gonna jump you guys over to Calvin and Jeff.
We've got Delver.
That looks like a day of what is it? What's the card? Day of Night? Day of Darkness? It's all white creatures get -1/-1. So this is.
I know what the card does.
This is game 2, right? Because that's a sideboard card.
Absolutely. Day of.
That's wrong.
Definitely.
It's something of.
Just put day of or.
Too many cards. Too many cards. I've got it in my sideboard, and I can't think of it at the moment.
Oh, Patrick, help us out. You were in the chat a minute ago. What is this card called? It's something of night.
Cover of Night, or we get to see some young pyromancing. And it looks like Jeff doesn't have any lands.
Nope.
So
and
that's rude.
Yeah, and even if he had the lands, he can't actually put creatures into play right now.
Right. All white creatures get -1/-1.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty mean. I've had that card sitting in my sideboard and have yet to cast it versus Death and Taxes.
That's sad.
I think it's because I'm in here, actually. It's kind of hard to play a sideboard card versus your most hated deck when you're not playing.
Right. This is why I savor my Fridays so much.
Right?
Friday comes up and I'm like, ah, man.
So I think Friday, I think I'm going to play something quite a bit like what Calvin's playing right now, but I'm going to try out a one of Ness. Dread of Night. Day of
Thank
Night,
you.
Dread of Night. It's all the same. Because if you're afraid of the darkness, then you get a slightly bit smaller if you're a white creature. Is that?
That's how it works. Mm-hmm.
The flavor there?
The dread alone is enough to hinder you to the point where you actually die.
If you're small. If you're small.
small.
If you're large, it just makes you a little bit weak. Okay.
If you're a little human.
So that's either a win for Calvin there, or they're on to game 3.
Right.
Looks like our other match is still sideboarding.
Always our luck. Always. Game ends, go over to the other game, it's just ending. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see
Lots of shuffling.
Calvin here taking out some sideboard cards. So I think Calvin got that 2-0. Is how that works out.
Yeah.
We may see some Grixis Delver in a follow-up round here, since we have a fewer number of players.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Grixis or Delver in general on camera the last couple weeks. I'd actually enjoy seeing it.
Thanks, Alpha Titan, for pulling out the card. Goodness, I was only off by like 4 letters.
Yeah, that's it.
Day of Night, Dread of Night. It's really close.
Day of Night.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, but that's all I could think of. And then you start going, okay, wait a minute. I know it starts with a D, and it's of night. What else is there? Ah. All right, we'll transition back over to this game. You guys can watch this exciting.
Hey, thanks, Alpha Titan. We appreciate that.
Bringing you some exciting Legacy. Tony, you're here in chat instead of playing tonight.
Yeah, what's the deal? You think you can just sit at home, just hang out?
It's almost like you're here, right?
Almost.
Almost the same thing.
So close. So I wonder what Corey's plan is, because do you really want the Containment Priest Displacer thing going on against a deck that's just flooding the board with random creatures?
Right. And it's really there for other things, right? For Reanimator or Sneak and Show or so yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd board those suckers out. I'd even consider boarding out the Displacers as well. I wonder what he has in his sideboard, but
It worked out there though.
it did.
Right?
It did, but I think the Jitte was the real winner there. I don't know about you guys, but Jitte's a good card.
Yeah.
So you're taking a break just from Magic in general? I mean, part of me wants to ask why, and part of me just doesn't even want to hear it.
Well, he was probably, playing yesterday and the day before, so sometimes you got to take a break.
First off, no, he wasn't. I work here now, and unless he's going to other stores, which, why in the world would you do that? So.
All right, here we go. We got to see another Jitte in hand, along with City of Traders for Corey, and some white cards, I think.
I think, maybe.
We've got kind of a filter almost on this camera, don't we? Like it's giving it
A slight fuzz to
just
the cards.
a slight tone, just a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a vintage filter or some such, even though we're playing Legacy.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we should fix that.
I don't know that there is such a thing as a legacy filter.
Legacy filter.
Setting the mood here for this match. All right, here's an interesting card in this deck. Lotus Petal. It's not what I would have expected to see. The Mox Diamond I can get behind, but Lotus Petal.
Turn 1 Big Thalia. Hello. All right, so this Thalia will make it so non-basic lands come into play tapped, and creatures come into play tapped for the opponent.
Oh, and there's a Dread of Night
Found
on
it
that
again.
side.
So this doesn't kill the Thalia, which is huge for Corey. So Dread of Night on both matches. Good thing Tony helped us out with that one.
Right. Now here again though, Thalia this big Thalia can shut down some combos entirely, right?
Yes.
Like elves, for example,
Mhm.
right? Oh, all you guys are tapped. Deal with that. But it doesn't really end the Allurn combo.
No, but it does slow them down a lot. This is a 4-color deck, and we have seen the Savannah from Matt, although we haven't seen our Recruiter. But the number of basics in this deck is probably very small.
Yep, having all your lands come into play tapped. Definitely.
Okay, and here's an interesting interaction. Dread of Night does not make the Displacer smaller.
Since it's
Devoid.
Devoid, right?
Right. So Eldrazi Displacer does not have a color.
So he has 5 power on board right now, which is a pretty good clock.
It is.
See if he can get another land out to displace that. You don't really want to displace a Strix, do you? Comes back in.
No.
And draw card. Comes back in. Draw card.
Right, and you don't really want to attack your probably your deck's biggest, or one of your best creatures into theirs either.
Right.
Dread of Night is actually kind of an interesting card against this deck because you bring it in to deal with the Thalias and the Vryn Wingmares that you saw.
Yeah, and those might have all
But
gone out.
those are pretty bad against the Lurin.
Yep. And Thalia still has first strike, so she can keep attacking into Strix.
Right. It's possible he kept in the Containment Priest just because of that. Yeah, first strike definitely does look good.
Oh, yeah. And the Strix is tapped because
Right.
it came into play. Take 5.
I mean, Matt wouldn't know if it's tapped or not. He's busy on his phone.
Right? So here's an interesting play. Corey's got a Wasteland here. Okay, so he's just going to play things. That makes sense. He's going to play a Stoneforge Mystic. He could have Wastelanded that Underground Sea and slowed Matt down that much more.
Yeah. Where he doesn't have the third land,
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if he had another one in hand or not.
it doesn't look like it.
Right. Then you definitely don't want to.
Yeah, he's probably hoping to top deck another land and be able to cheat this in with Stoneforge Mystic and Wasteland a land. Yep.
Yeah. Putting a Batterskull on a first striking Thalia, that sounds like a good time, right?
Sounds great. And his deck should be pretty good at finding the mana as well. Alright, Leovold it is. Comes into play tapped. And I'm not sure what the draw was. Is it a disenchant? It is a disenchant.
The Arena promo disenchant.
Okay. So, do you use the disenchant on the Dread of Night, or are you waiting for Lurin?
Yeah, I don't think the Dread of Night's a worry at the moment.
I don't think so either. In fact, in his position, I'd be tempted. I'd be tempted to just throw my Displacer into the Strix and just get it out of the way. Pave the way for the Thought-Knot Seer and other things like that. But he may want to stall the board another couple turns while he's stuck on land.
Yeah, and if you can get a Batterskull out without a Battleful Strix, then yeah, it starts to make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Displacer's not doing much right now, right? It's just a 3/3. All right, so Matt takes 2.
I could see just attacking with the Thalia, knowing that you're going to put the Batterskull in play and just hoping that you find that third land so that next turn you can start, like, blinking the Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah. Well, he's got the Jete in hand, though, so blinking Stoneforge might not make sense. There's the
I
take
did
2.
not see that.
Brainstorm. Wait a minute. How many? There's a Thalia. Which Thalia? There he goes. Little pause to see how much he's supposed to pay. He's just deciding which mana to tap.
Tap Underground Sea. I'm like, you got a perfectly good basic island.
Mm-hmm. So one nice thing about having a little smaller number of players is we should have rounds start pretty quick after each. Last week we had storm matches and those ended quick, and then we had to wait. Right? We had to wait a little while between rounds.
We did. We filled it in with some good content for sure.
Right. Okay. The token's gonna get Abrupt Decayed.
Alright, so now he's in, like, okay, I need land bad mode. And poor Matt just is having a really hard time with this Thalia.
Looks like he drew a land there.
He did.
Corey's got the draw card and put it right into the back of your hand thing.
Right. Okay, yeah, he found an Eldrazi Temple.
Yeah.
I love it. This is the second time that Matt has had to play a fetch tapped.
Yep.
And we don't know that he has another basic. I don't know how many Aluren runs. They can't afford more than like 3 or 4, right?
No, not many.
Right. There are 2 on the battlefield, and I'm actually kind of surprised to see even the 2. Alright, we're wastelanding.
Hey, wasteland's the fetch.
Wasteland the fetch, yes.
Just because you can.
Alright, 3 mana.
Alright, so here's a little pause where Matt's going, wait a minute, I get a draw card, right? Oh.
It happens when it's targeted. So the fact that he's already put it into the graveyard, that might be so it's like miss trigger and play my creature just to die. Fantastic.
A needle naming something.
Do you name the Stoneforge Mystic?
Or the Batter Skull.
Displacer? Or...
I'm not sure. It's named something, that's for sure.
Well, can't do anything else. We are going to disenchant something. It looks like he's targeting the Dreadnought. Probably should have done that before he played the Thalia, but... I don't know. He remembered his Leovold trigger that time. And now Matt's sitting on 2 Aluren in hand? I just can't.
This Thalia is big enough to attack into Leovold finally.
Mm-hmm. That's significant too. This is a 2-hit. And he's just gonna block now.
Interesting.
First strike. It's got first strike. Here's my tapped polluted delta. And Rexage. Okay, this is gonna kill the Batterskull.
So he probably didn't name the Batterskull with the needle.
Probably not. In for 4.
And Corey's going to have to take 2 off that Ancient Tomb there. There it is.
Reveal Aluren Harpy.
Strange. I think the Harpy's the one that's going to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Would have been an interesting spot had he been able to play Aluren there with a Harpy in hand. But I don't think it would have been enough.
Right. Well, that'll do it. Corey wraps this one up in 2. And we've got 1.5 million years before our next round, more than likely.
We'll try and let you guys know here. Just a minute.
So curious, after last week, did you finally figure out a way that people can contact you for altars?
I completely forgot. No.
Fantastic.
So I guess we gave out the Paragon email, right? So somebody can contact that way. I was going to create an email specifically for that and did not.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to not bring that up later when we have more viewers.
Yeah. I've actually already got a decent amount, a decent workload.
Do you?
And that's part of doing altars, right? Is you mention it, and then 6 people say, "Hey, could you do this?" And then suddenly
You're
I'm
like
a few weeks behind. So yeah, I'm going to try out a couple different things. Unfortunately, people always have their own ideas, right? Which is awesome. It's fun, but it's also, hey, I've never done anything like that. I'm going to have to test it out and explore it and figure it out.
in order to do it, which would cost more.
Yeah.
It should cost more.
Right.
Yeah.
So most of the ones I have lined up are kind of an exploration into doing, but I don't mind doing new stuff. It's definitely much more of a hobby for me.
See, I feel so different. I feel so differently about altars. If I'm gonna have somebody do it, I'm gonna look at them and be like, "Do your thing. I want to see your take on this. Why would I recruit you to do this if I didn't want your take?"
That'd be sweet. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Let's do that instead.
All right. Well, when I want an altar, I'll let you know.
Yep. So far, I've gotten like 3 or 4. Hey, could you do this completely different thing than anything like what I've seen of yours? Maybe.
Maybe. Does it look like I could do something like that? Maybe.
Oh, it looks like we.
I think this one was for you.
Yeah. I'll have to see what Mill Solutions asked about. He's the one who's asking, huh?
Yeah. We'll have to check the email for you today, huh?
A week later. It's a time consuming, and most people are pretty cool about that, right? Most people are like, it takes as long as it takes. I'm not in any rush to get this thing that didn't exist before. Hey, there we are. You and me.
Hi.
So, let's pull up real quick because I find this stuff fascinating. I don't have an awesome recap for you this week.
That's okay.
But I do have some on goldfish. There's a pretty good legacy update.
Hey, and we had a card reveal that we get to talk about.
Ooh. For standard?
Yeah.
Which card's that?
It's called Walk the Plank.
Walk the Plank. Is that a standard playable card? It's not going to be here, is it? We'll have to find it somewhere else.
Empty.
It's probably right here, right?
Yeah. People are just talking about the Commander spoilers and... Yeah, Commander comes out this coming weekend, right?
Yeah, this Friday.
Yeah, it should be fun. I don't know if I'm getting any.
All right.
I might.
So just quickly.
Yeah, Ixalan promos revealed.
Whoa! That's a lot of text.
This
isn't the card. This is something else.
This isn't.
Boo! Here we go. Let's go to actual website.
Mythic spoiler. There we go. Better.
Walk the Plank. Oh, so it's a full art promo.
Yeah.
So, okay, I saw this. Now, we're not going to see this in Legacy or Modern.
No, definitely.
This is a standard
this
card.
is just... I just wanted to bring it up because I think it's hilarious.
Destroy target non-merfolk creature, and it's Walk the Plank.
Walk the Plank.
So 2 black for a sorcery, and merfolk creatures can't walk planks.
No.
So it doesn't work. Or they just don't die, is really what happens when they fall in.
This does tell us that we're going to get some more merfolk.
And possibly, if you look at the art, that kind of looks like a goblin, right? We might have some goblins.
Yeah, we're heading back into some tribal stuff. Kind of fun.
Back to Legacy.
Okay.
What's happened in Legacy? So most of the Commander cards, this article, if you quickly find it on Goldfish, they run through the more exciting cards,
right?
And very few of them. Their conclusion is very few of them are going to affect Legacy at all.
Of course.
The one card that might is Kess. We talked about that a little bit last week. And there's enough going on there that maybe something will happen. Maybe we'll get to... I think I'm gonna try her out. as a one-of. Could be fun.
Yeah, it does. I did just see as you were scrolling down, it's like Kess is legendary. Does get hit by Caracas.
Yeah.
Worth mentioning, maybe.
You're not going to be playing 4 of her in any deck ever.
No.
Even if you wanted to, which I don't know if you would.
I don't think you would.
So, what's the deck on here that I wanted to talk about? Not Grixis Delver. Not Alurin. Mud is interesting. Here's a Painter deck that
The place Kess?
4 and 1. No. These are just
okay.
these are just legacy decks. This week in Legacy, right? This last week.
Oh, gotcha.
It's just a white-red Painter deck, and it's using Crystal Ball. 2 of Crystal Ball is kind of a, hey, you guys got rid of my Sensei's Top. This does what it needs to, I guess.
So bad.
I mean,
so bad.
you can put it out turn 1 sometimes
Mm-hmm.
if you really wanted to, and scrying 2 every turn isn't horrible.
No, it's good.
I guess it gets done. What?
The deck needs that effect so badly that it's actually resorting to a card called Crystal Ball.
Yeah. Okay, so here's an interesting take on the deck we just saw. So this is an Alurin deck,
Okay.
right? But he's using Vengeful Rebel.
I know that card.
From Standard, right?
Yeah, it's actually quite good.
And Tablet of the Guilds as a sideboard card. Okay. Otherwise, it's pretty close. And then Collector Brutality is in the main deck.
Also a standard card.
Yeah, right?
A little good standard card.
And
Vengeful Rebel, though, that's a sweet one.
so Vengeful Rebel says Revolt, right? Which is very easy to do with Alurin.
In Legacy, it's super
when it
easy.
enters the battlefield, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, target creature an opponent control gets -3/-3 until end of turn. And so with Alurin out, this is free, and you're going to have Revolt triggered no matter what. So
yeah.
it's a pretty cool removal spell, I guess, right?
A Harpy, a fetch land, anything.
Yeah, and you get a 3/2.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah, the body's not irrelevant. And giving -3/-3 will kill most things outside of, like, reanimator targets and show and tell targets.
Right.
Eldrazi stuff.
Let's see. And other than that, there was one other interesting different card here where this is the Grixis controlled build with Kess in it that I might try out. It's really pretty much just a Grixis deck.
The same
But it's
deck.
using Snapcaster Mage and 4 of Young Pyromancer instead of Delver,
Okay.
so it's more of a control deck.
Yeah, I like that.
But otherwise, the discussion often is what counter spells do you use in your deck? How many Stifle, Spell Pierce, Spell Snares,
Days.
and how does that? What is your balance there? It seems like you can tweak it for depending on what matchup you're thinking you're going to have. Yeah, not when most of the decks are Commander. It seems like they're pushing specifically for these Commander decks to not have a huge impact in Legacy.
Yeah, after Flusterstorm and
True Name was
True
the really
Name,
bad one, right?
True Name.
But these
Those
ones are
two.
all very tribal based, right? So
Yes.
they're more multicolor decks. They have larger mana costs, which immediately rule out many of these cards for Legacy. The one more maybe possible one is the Ojutai Master. A 4-drop 3/4 gives an instant sorcery cards from your hand rebound, but
Interesting.
I think it's a little too slow when
Probably a little too cute.
yeah. Yep. And which deck would you want to put that in to make that happen?
In blue-white, I have no idea.
Right? So, yeah, not a heck of a lot of change in Legacy from when we were here just last Tuesday.
Oh, so you know the Gatherer that we pulled up last week for Mayor Sill?
With the rules.
I showed my brother that. He thought it was like the funniest thing. I was just dying. It was fantastic.
Yes, if you guys didn't see that, if you pull up Gatherer and you get to the ruling on Marsil.
MAI.
The Pretender.
Pretender. He done be pretending.
All right, and so you get into, you got the oracle text, right, and you got the printed text, but then you have the rulings, and there's all these rulings because it's a complicated card interacting with certain things.
Right.
If you get all the way down to the building, or the bottom of the rulings, if Marsil had an equip ability, activating it won't cause anything to happen. And this is on the actual Wizards Gatherer website, so this is their ruling, right? And then it continues and says, Marcilla doesn't become attached to a creature, but they may remain friends. Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, so we
Best official ruling ever.
we should hopefully have some more magic here starting here in just a few minutes.
Do you want me to go get them using the chat sheet?
Oh, it looks like we
Oh,
there
we're
we
missing
go.
stuff?
We got it. We got it started right here.
Yeah, they're not using our chat sheet. We don't even know.
So we've got Calvin versus Josh, I believe. Yep.
Excellent.
And let's go like this.
Ooh, this is a matchup. This is a matchup I want to watch.
Josh is playing Portent Miracles with I can't type and think at the same time. Miracles. Wow. All sorts of bad. There. Miracles.
That's not right.
There we go. I'm gonna get it. Wow.
I know that's not right.
There's too many.
Found it.
That's not it either, is it?
Probably not.
Let's change it to a word I can spell. Okay, he's playing with cards that do things. Oh my goodness. That one.
Watch somebody in chat's
That
gonna
card.
be like, that's not how you spell porn. And we're gonna be like, we don't care. Thanks for letting us know.
Miracles. There's another letter in there. When you start typing things too much. No, that's correct. Goodness. All right, and we're in round 2 here.
We are.
Or 21. One or the other. And Calvin's on a Grixis Delver.
Wow, so this is a really, really early time for Josh to be on the board. Turn 3 and he's already tap Death Ray Shaman. Block. just block. I do that so much. People like tap a mana dork and I'll just be like, block. Why I find it funny, I'm not really sure.
And Calvin's got a Wasteland versus some basic lands. Just what you want to see.
Okay. And of course, this Brainstorm's going to stay on the board for as long as possible.
Absolutely. It's
a creature.
He's he's good. It's really cool though. It's an F&M promo Brainstorm.
It is. Very pretty.
They do take a while to resolve, right? That's the thing about Brainstorms.
A turn later, that's not a permanent. Oh yeah. You're not a permanent.
Oh dear.
Oh, sorry, Patty. Sorry.
See? Somebody already trying to correct my spelling of Portent.
Yeah.
There's a Terminus he sees. Let's see if you can make some prowess dues here. we're still resolving. Another one. This is the second one, right?
We had to take that one off the board so this Ponder can stay on the board for as long as possible.
There we go.
we can't have more than one non-permanent card in that being cast zone.
In play at the same time.
Yeah. They found our chat sheet.
Yeah, there it is. Now we know who's playing.
Oh, good.
There's the namesake card. That's a browse trigger.
Ponder trigger.
It's a monk.
Alright, we've got a counterspell, a land, and a...
Card moving very fast.
It's another Monastery Mentor, I believe. Yes. So he's definitely not desperate for another Mentor.
What trigger did we miss? Was there a missed trigger somewhere?
Not that I
don't think
know
so.
of. He got a monk.
Yeah.
Did we miss a monk somewhere?
Well, of all the people that are going to miss a monk token, I don't think Josh is the one that's going to do it. So he's going to look at his opponent's library. This is pretty powerful, right? You get to go make a bunch of dudes, and then you get to set up your opponent's next few draw steps.
Right.
Especially after they just brainstormed and pondered.
So I'm not entirely sure, but it looked like Force of Will, Misty. I know he has dazes, and so it might be a daze.
Some of those invocations.
They're
can be hard to read
invocations.
off the corners.
Oh, you are silly.
Just making us worried. What did I miss?
I was watching the match, I swear. I wasn't even distracted.
There's no Leopold out right now.
There's just one off in the corner. It's in play, guys.
Yeah. Calvin's all the way down to 7 life already.
Right, and this was such a fast start from Josh. I never see this miracle deck just goes comfortably. Here's my mentor on turn 3.
Right.
Like usually they wait until like turn 8, turn 9 when they just have this huge buildup of land and cards that can keep him in. You know, Patrick, what you could have done instead of this orientation, you could have played Legacy. You were literally in the store. Literally.
He still might be.
He probably is. He's probably looking at all the people around him playing Legacy and going, wow, I am a genius. And that's a direct quote.
All right. Another mentor, question mark. He says, "Do you have an answer?" This is kind of interesting too, right? That he's baiting out a counterspell.
I think he knew because he purposefully put the, or maybe he hasn't drawn yet.
So that's a invocation Force of Will, and he's got the Jason hand. So he just I've got this other mentor. Do you want to counter it? Playing around Stifle right there a little bit. Getting a white source here allows him to hardcast Terminus eventually. I wonder if he would have preferred having a third blue source, though, since he's got a hard counterspell in hand.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Alright, Calvin's going to gain a couple life off of Deathrite.
Tim finally showed up. Well, he's missing this. He was going to play, but he didn't. He had the option to pick up last Friday's F&M winning deck.
which was?
Punishing Jund. I threw out again. Oh, the deck's been so solid. So solid. Alright. But no. He's like, I think I'll be late instead.
Alright, there's land 5, so he's close to being able to Terminus. I don't know if he's going to need to, though.
Alright, Jace. And why do I get the feeling that this Jace was more for the monk token?
Right? And brainstorm for that.
He'll brainstorm.
That extra land if you need it.
He'll probably take this. Yeah, take a land, and we'll probably fetch away. Maybe not. Maybe he just wants another land.
All right. Calvin's got the stuff he wants out, right? He's got a Pyromancer out. He's got choices. He can kill Jace if he wants to. But he's at 7 life.
Where he's at 7, I don't think he can afford to attack with the True Name at all.
If he can make a bunch of blockers here, then I think I would, because Jace will just card advantage him out of the game, right?
Right, and he can resolve anything this turn. Counterspell is not quite castable for Josh. Alright, attack a Jace. 3 mana. Another True Name. Okay. Well, if there was a way that Calvin could get back into this game, I think this was it.
Now, which one of them has the True Name? I mean, there's 2 of them out there. They can't both have, right?
They could technically have the same name. Thus being the one and only true name.
I don't think that's how it works. All right, real quick, we'll switch over.
You just gave Josh a... The match is still being played. Yeah, he terminus.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah,
you're
getting all hasty.
I thought Calvin just said, "Well, you got me." What just happened?
That's round 1. You're on the wrong one.
I got just so confused there. Yeah. I was calling it early. It still looks like it's...
Nope, just casting terminus.
Yeah, just terminus. 2 True Name Gnosis.
Yeah,
they get terminated.
That'll do. And Josh knew that he had a Snapcaster Mage. He just needs to protect this sucker for a couple turns, and he should be able to take this game away. We know he has a counter spell.
So on our backup match, we have Zach playing Alurin and Brent playing something. He's got a Chalice out on turn 1 off City of Traders.
I think he's playing a... I saw Through the Breach in his hand.
Ooh.
Not what I was expecting to see.
We have some pointing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Here now that hard counterspell looks quite a bit better.
Right, he has a swords too. He can definitely deal with the next couple of important spells. So if Calvin manages to find just lands,
right? Yeah.
Then this game's gonna end.
The terminus just ended it. Yep.
Yeah, I forgot he had the terminus too. I mean, I knew he had it in his hand, but never really dawned on me that that would be a card he would cast this game. I was just like, yeah, the mentor is just going to take this game away. And
right. But being able to brainstorm it back up to the top, or Jace it to the top,
Jaced it.
Makes it easily castable.
Yeah, it makes the attack on the Jace look a lot better. Could you imagine this board after a terminus with just the Jace and the Snapcaster? Right. Yeah, it'd be really crazy. Okay. Down to 1.
So I was a little slow, a little premature.
But you had it.
Yeah.
You know what was going on.
I think I know. Yeah. He's not even going to counter this?
No, he can swords it.
Or bounce it, or...
Swords. You gain 1 life. Attack for 2.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
The lands I called. Okay. All right, let's jump over.
I apologize to Calvin for...
Calvin's dead. All right. Terminus. He's just gone.
Sometimes how it feels. All right, we jump over just in time to see a sneak attack on one side and a Lurin on the other.
Okay, and Containment Priest looks really good against a deck that is playing sneak attack, right?
That's fair. Yeah, Brent says, you got me.
Oh, yeah, he's just done.
You got me.
He's like, what? The stream is watching a game? No. Not if I can help it. Scoop my cards.
right. Let's watch shuffling and mulliganing instead.
So much better.
And Brent just might be on a mono red sneak attack. We'll guess for now.
Yeah, it does look that way because I don't think you typically see Chalice at a show and tell decks. Do you? No, because they have way too many 1-drops. Yeah. Maybe like 1 or 2 out of the board, but that doesn't even sound good. Well, during these shuffle times.
In the meantime, here, so we've got 14 of you watching through Twitch at least, and who knows how many elsewhere, because we're streaming to a couple different places.
Yeah.
And that number just dropped. Tell me where you guys are watching from. We've had a lower than usual chat interaction today, other than a few people that are like in the room next door to us. Yeah,
Captain QC and Jorgensen are gone, so naturally everybody has to be quiet.
Yeah. Now's your chance. They're not hogging all your chat time.
Yeah, you guys have questions. We might have answers.
We have bad answers that we'd be happy to share with you.
Guaranteed to be bad, but we want to share them. Actually, as this is getting started, I am going to grab a water. Would you like one?
No, I'm good.
You don't need any beverages.
I'm going to commentate on this exciting sideboarding.
Shuffling?
Yeah. We're not to the shuffling yet. We're in the sideboarding stage. If you guys want to see on our other match, this is the one we'll be showing, is this Monastery Mentor Portent Miracles build. Also, mulliganing. Some seafoam green sleeves versus some blue sleeves. Very exciting color choices here. Monks are great. Yes. They can win games. I often don't get to play them. They get countered.
And as I pass them, they're just still shuffling.
Yeah, just calmly shuffling.
Just sitting there, shuffling cards.
It's all about appearing as if you're making brilliant sideboard decisions. So you side in a couple cards, side out a couple cards, put them back in, put them back out.
Or you have the people who just take their whole sideboard and they're just like, combine.
Yeah, and then you take an hour to figure out which ones are supposed to be out. Wait a minute.
I've only taken out 13. I can't remember.
Uh-oh. Josh is showing off a 1/1 flying thing. What is it? Oh, a thopter of some sort.
That is an insect from the Locust God.
Ooh. Yes. There's no way Josh would have been able to win that early had he not had Mentor, right? He would have been playing a much longer game.
Yeah, that fast of a win has got to feel good for Josh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're playing against Grixis that can win very quickly as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and this is a tough matchup for Josh, especially on the draw. Or from my experience watching, it definitely can be.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the draw, though, I feel like whoever's on the play in this matchup has a pretty good advantage.
We're still in the shuffling stage of both matches.
Of course.
I was commenting earlier on the amazing seafoam green sleeves versus the blue sleeves.
That's a good thing to comment on.
Yeah, well, they're both obviously shuffleable sleeves.
They look shuffleable. Wow.
This is the excitement that we bring you here on Tuesday nights for Legacy. The shuffling is at a different pace. Uh-oh. What's happening? We're re-mulliganing here.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Just that one more last-minute decision needed to switch that one card out.
Hold on, I know I thought that I presented my deck, but just kidding.
Looks like Calvin right there took a Wasteland out, so he's on the play, and against Josh and all his basic lands, said, Wasteland's not... I'm going to put in a card that I can use. Whoa, there's a cut for you. Mill Solutions, we were just talking about that. I apologize. I did not. I I will. I haven't even seen the email that you sent to the store here, but I'll look at that, and I will definitely get that email set up.
Yeah, we saw your whisper when we got the stream set up today.
Right. I apologize. I was slow this week on getting that done. But yes, I will definitely respond to you. You can do this. You can find me here, and it's an email address that doesn't even exist.
Genius.
What a jerk. But you did find out for me that it doesn't exist, so I can definitely create it. Here comes a probe. We get to see Josh's hand. He's got Mentor, Terminus, Snapcaster, and a Flusterstorm. And here's a turn 1 Delver.
And a turn 1 important.
So Josh gets to probably make sure this Delver doesn't flip over.
Pending Brainstorm, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would laugh so hard if this just, like, flips. Like, just blind flips.
Anyway.
Aw, drat.
Weird.
Delver didn't flip? Weird. Alright.
Delver, Deathrite versus Island.
Yep.
Advantage bar, Calvin.
Yeah, and this
Calvin,
is kind of what I was thinking. Like, when the Delver deck has the play, you get a start like this. How are you interacting with this?
You're portenting to make sure there's never an instant or sorcery on top of his library. Every turn.
Yeah, that's something that you can totally do
Isocon
against
Scepter,
Fetch Lands and Brainstorms.
It works.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
It works.
See, look. Josh right now is at 19. He's winning. 19 to 15. Come on. Totally winning.
You're right. I don't know what I was thinking. I apologize to the stream.
He's got Days Back to Basics Flusterstorm. So, not the card you probably want to see, Pyroblast.
Definitely not.
Take 3. It's probably because of the Seafoam Green sleeves that he's losing right now. Right?
Now, if I'm Calvin, I think I just want to sit back and start playing reactive from this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the option to just slam True Name Nemesis, but I don't think that's correct.
I think you still play your land here, though. No,
I think he did. Did he not? He
no,
didn't.
No. I mean, sometimes you don't play your land because of Brainstorm, right? Brainstorm and fetching and such.
Yeah.
But I think here having access to one extra mana isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, Patrick, Mentor definitely lines up well against Pyroblast, but here's the problem. Mentor doesn't line up well against Delver. It takes turns to get going, and maybe it's good enough to win
it's
this
a race, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it is enough.
You can see Josh kind of going through that math right now in his head.
He's like, can I just slam Mentor right here?
Mentor and Deathrite? 5 damage a turn? I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah. What else does Calvin have, though? Does he not have another way to interact with the Mentor? Word.
We said a thing.
Yeah, we did. And it was stupid, just like I promised.
Force of Will!
Yep, Force of Will.
And
By True Name.
Josh could have dazed it, but that doesn't work.
No. Alright. We are going to put him to 13. Get rid of Portent.
Yeah, and so Grixis Delver, what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to land one, in this case, 2 threats, right? So that's why dropping a True Name Nemesis just it leads you into a potential Terminus or something else. If you can protect, as he did by pitching the True Name, your Delver, your 1 threat, you're on a better clock than.
This is a 2-turn clock.
Yeah.
And we see Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast. Is that what I saw?
I think so. I think this game's we can just call it right now. Let's just move on.
We're just done. No.
Mentor number 2.
Okay, no way to counter that one.
How do those Red Elemental Blasts look now, huh?
And he's holding. Okay, put him down to 8. Get rid of our own Gitaxian Probe. Flusterstorm and Daze from Josh.
And he's got a Back to Basics in hand, but doesn't get a chance to ever play it.
Yeah, he really wants Calvin to cast something.
Right.
And if I'm Calvin here, I just don't.
Right.
I just
Right.
hit with this Delver and pass the turn. There's this mentor is not enough reason to care. I don't even think I would have pondered. I don't. Especially not with that land. Or no. Yeah, I think I would have pondered with the Underground Sea, right?
So he's going to daze here, even though Calvin's got 2 mana up, right? What's interesting about this is it either prevents him from pyroblasting something, or prevents him from Deathrat Shaming if he chooses to.
Yeah,
pay.
and I do think I would just let that one hit.
Yep. He does get a token out of it, so.
Exactly, and that's what I would have wanted to prevent. Is just Josh. We know Josh's deck. It's just a bunch of reactive cards. Why not? Why not just make him?
Now, what did he just draw? Was it another Terminus? Because he would have used it there, right?
I feel like he would have used it.
That's a
Baneslayer Angel.
Interesting.
Okay, we're gonna cast back to basics, and get a monk.
If he draws a land, Baneslayer Angel is genius, right? Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast, neither of those care, and suddenly Delver becomes totally neutralized.
Okay, I understand why he kept the Underground Sea up. He just wanted to deal the 2 damage.
So Calvin's going to try and Pyroblast
The back to
basics. And that gets Flusterstormed, another token. You can see those off to the Josh's side.
Mm-hmm.
And some prowess triggers. And I don't think it's going to be enough still. He's putting up a fight.
This is going to be a good amount of damage. Yeah, quite a bit of damage. Oh, okay, so he just decides not... Okay.
I think that's all he was able to do there.
Yeah.
Swing for 3. Death Ray hits him for 2 more. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're on to game 2. 3.
Three.
Game 3. It was close. Baneslayer would have been brilliant, except he had just dazed. So even if he had another land, he would have only had 4 mana.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, looks like we're done.
Yeah, it does. And it's going to be really hard to tell with Red Sneak Attack versus Alurin, who cleaned up really quickly. I kind of think Alurin. The way that first game was going.
We know he won at least 1 game, right?
Yeah.
The Containment Priest shut it down. So we get to see some more shuffling.
We do.
We get to comment on the amazing colored sleeves here.
Right.
You haven't told me your opinion.
Well, I noticed that on our right, we have green sleeves.
Seafoam green.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
On our left, we have blue.
Right.
I think they're both wrong.
Okay. Yellow. Yellow sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. If you gotta pick a color.
Yellow deck box, yellow sleeves. It's the way to go.
It's pretty fantastic, some of the different choices you have now, right?
What?
Back in my day, there was clear, and then there was black, and then eventually they made white.
Oh, and they had the magic back sleeves.
Yeah, that was
that later?
That wasn't back in the day. That was
Okay.
that was. Now you can get just about any color you want on sleeves. It's great.
Patrick, mine didn't have a fortune either. I was when I opened it up, Bryce and Brian were right outside the door, and I was like, Brian, I know you just hired me, but I don't have a fortune. I don't know if you should be worried, but that's a thing.
And did he react at all?
Not really. And then Bryce was like, that's great. That means you get to make your own. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Not to be a pessimist. Yeah, exactly. What the heck?
I don't think I've opened a fortune cookie in... Look, you didn't even eat your fortune cookie either. Nobody likes them.
No, I was gonna eat it. I promise, guys. Seriously. But like I took like 1 bite of it, and then Bryce walked in, and we like sat down and started streaming.
You didn't want to stream our crunching. You can eat it right now. Nobody's gonna mind.
No, I would. I'd feel weird.
Guys, this fortune cookie tastes fortuneless. Oh wait, it just tastes like a fortune cookie.
The taste of success.
They just don't taste good anyway. Goodness.
Well, Patrick, we're doomed.
Nope.
So
no fortune.
We need to go back to what was it, Panda Express, and let them know that we did not get what we paid for.
There's one person. One person in minds. The one and only. All right. Here's a death rite. Josh is going to counter something. That's my guess here. He's going to say, go. I'm going to counter your stuff. No?
He's not going to cast the daze?
No? But this is...
Oh, this turn too.
We're already on next turn, yeah.
Blind predict. Yeah, and he doesn't have a white source, so he can't... Yep, let's just predict. Predict myself.
This is how this deck is supposed to work, right here. Right here. You have no idea what's on top. You have 50-something odd cards. And...
He got it! He predicted Island!
There you go. Just like that. Perfect.
Easy! Duh! I mean, if you're blind predicting, that has to be your pick.
I
right?
think I would have chosen planes simply because
if it is a planes,
yeah.
Because if you don't pick planes and then it's a planes, then
well, no. Either way, it's getting milled, right? But he's got 2 islands out. I guess that there's more planes. Maybe there's still more islands in his deck, right?
Yeah.
It's still probably island heavy.
Josh is like, I know what I'm doing.
Did he say beta planes? Because otherwise, I don't think it works. Don't you have to?
He probably did.
You really have to predict. Come on.
That's why people match their lands. I never understood. Last Friday, I rewatched the stream, and this guy, he was a newer streamer, right? I think might have been his second time doing it, but nonetheless, I'm rewatching, and he's just looking at my deck like it's the worst thing in the world. Just all my cards are mismatches, and Sean's like trying to calm him down. He's like, I'm sure he's working on it. No, I'm not working on it.
It's intentional, and you can deal with it.
I want as many pieces of art in my deck as possible.
See, there's the players who like to play with their lands above, right? Or the players who turn all their cards upside down so you can read them. And it's just like a small, like, haha, this is going to tilt you just enough. No, playing with mismatched lands, that's subtlety right there, right?
That's not why I do it, but I mean, if you feel tilted by that, then that's your problem.
Right.
I don't care if you're tilted or not.
So why do you prefer the one of different land arts?
Not just land cards. I like art in general.
Going for variety.
If I could have every single card in my deck have different art on it, I would like that. My cube's that way, so I would like my decks to be that way as well. But you don't always get to. Like, for instance, this deck needs 4 Liliana.
Well, no, wait. Your cube is one of those anyway, right?
Well, right. Obviously.
There's no duplicates, you can't.
Not everybody's cube is, but yeah, it is. But that's the thing I love about it, is like I'm going through it and there's just so much to look at.
Right.
I've got an ADD mind, guys. I need things to entertain me, and lots of art does that for me. But there's only 3 Bloodbraid Elves, and I need 4.
Ah, right.
So 2 of them have to match. It's okay. I'll get over it.
Need a total altar on one. That's what you need.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
One more.
You pick which one, and I'll get you to do it. You do it your way. Give you a breath of fresh air.
I haven't done a Bloodbraid altar. That could be sweet.
All right.
We got a Portent, so Josh gets to stack the top of Calvin's deck, and he's going to shuffle.
It's probably going to be 3 good cards, too. He's going to look. Oh, you remember last time?
All right.
Yeah.
Stacked a good card on top, and then...
I think this is the Jace, yeah. He, like, Fate Seals like a Stoneforge Mystic.
Yep.
And the guy's like, all right, I'll fetch. And he's like, crap!
That's what Magic's all about right there.
Yep.
Right?
That's what it's all about.
I think Josh is playing this deck just so he can do that to people.
Yeah, probably. I think he's actually playing this deck because he likes playing Magic.
Yeah.
And when you play a deck like this, you don't just play like 20 minutes of Magic. You're playing like 50 minutes of Magic
there
around.
you go. Usually.
Yeah.
All right. So Josh has a hard counterspell, 2-mana counterspell, and a Daze. And at the moment, not much else.
Interesting. So he boarded in that Dread of Night again.
That's a pretty good shutdown for
the monks. It is.
the Monastery Mentors.
Very specific. Very specific. But
I think it's there mostly for death and taxes, right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's just going to cast Dread Knight. Okay. I imagine Josh is just going to look at this and be like, okay. Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. There's a ponder. Have you seen this price spike in foil Lorwyn ponders? Holy cow.
No, I haven't, and I kind of just don't even want to know.
It's I understood the Lorwyn Thoughtseize, they're pricey.
Mhm.
I was a little surprised to see that these have gotten so expensive. They're like $100 a card now.
Oh.
Yeah, that seems right.
No. And I picked up a bunch of Lorwyn, or basic lands from Lorwyn, foil.
Yeah.
I picked up like a good 15 of them.
They're pretty.
They are so pretty. Probably my favorite basic lands.
So now this Deathrite Shaman is going to go become a farmer.
It is.
He does have a Gideon in his sideboard, at least one. I don't know if it comes in here.
Probably not. I think the one of that Josh wants to have in his deck for the late game is Baneslayer Angel in this particular matchup.
Yeah.
So he'll probably just keep that Baneslayer in. But we have seen Josh play Gideon, ally of Zendikar, in this deck multiple times. I've lost to it, so.
I don't think, well, okay. Josh is going to predict in response to the Force of Will. Gets rid of his own days, draws 2 cards. And he's just going to, so he's just going to let that Swords get Force of Willed. Now, I mean, you can see a huge card advantage here, right? Josh has a whole hand of cards, and Calvin just Force of Willed away a something. Is that a Threads of Disloyalty? It's not, is it? What is that invocation?
It's not a Daze. What other one would you even have?
Right?
I'm not sure.
It looks kind of like the Threads art.
Yeah, Josh is grinding like a champ. No kidding. Do you guys, chat, do you guys know which invocation this is? The one that was pitched to Force of Will above Calvin's deck?
Stifle.
It's a Stifle?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. The water coming in on the cavern.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, that's stifling, of course.
Right,
Makes
we
sense.
talked all about
Yeah,
that, right? So,
yeah.
because the guy's torch is going to get stifled out.
Well, yeah.
And, I mean, he'll probably drown. But this totally is Magic the Gathering.
No, Magic of the Gathering.
Oh, there's an oven there.
Yes, this is Magic of the Gathering. Welcome in, King Leo. We haven't seen you here before. Welcome. Unless we've seen you here under your Twitch name, then
Yeah.
still welcome.
All right. This is kind of interesting. So far, we've had this little battle over pretty much a Deathrite Shaman and not much else, right? Josh just keeps saying, oh, I've got 7 cards in my hand. Go. Pick one. I'll take 2. Ooh, he's going to Snapcaster in response?
In response. Interesting. I had never seen that before.
Yeah, this is how we do it here.
Yeah.
All right, so he's going to swords, which is what Calvin named with the Deathray Shaman, right? Take that. Just every little... Oh, no, he still took 2 off that, right? So maybe he played his own...
Maybe.
Swords from his hand. There's a Delver.
And a Gurmag Angler. Okay, so this is kind of the 2-threat mark that you had stated before. This is where he's going to feel most comfortable. So Josh probably wants to fight over this one.
Yeah. Don't brainstorm, Josh. Don't brainstorm. Brainstorm's going to get spell pierced. Okay.
Yeah.
So now Calvin's out of mana, so I'm pretty sure this is going to get dazed then. And it's just a matter of which card is he dazing. Is he dazing the Angler? Oh, he's going to brainstorm. Okay.
Yeah, he has another swords, so he probably feels just comfortable enough.
All right, so I'm going to read this Gurmag Angler. So Delver of Secrets, I feel like this is a card that we need to discuss the pros and cons, right?
Yes.
Because it's a 1/1.
It is.
For one.
Pretty bad.
But on the flip side...
3/2 flyer.
Because you flipped the card over? So,
right. On the flip side.
On the flip side. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
got it.
That was it.
Okay.
That
was all?
That was the full extent. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect. On the flip side. See, I feel like people just blind flip their Delvers against me every time, no matter what.
Yeah, so it's just a 3/2 for 1 flying.
Yep, that's what it is.
Every time.
Whereas I watch other people play, like not me in the match, I'll spectate, and their Delvers will just sit there.
Right.
Forever.
Oh, he's going to sacrifice Delver. Interesting.
Yeah, he doesn't know that the Delver is going to flip. He has no hand, no way to manipulate it. He's just...
And he wants to get rid of the swords that's in Josh's hand.
Right. Which the fact that he didn't counter it made him feel like that was good.
All right, so Calvin's going to gain some life. Goes up to 22. Yeah, right now Josh gets to just do whatever he wants, right? Oh, yes. I want to brainstorm. You're going to try and counter that? I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
I get to choose which thing I want to counter, and that's the one I want to counter. And having a billion cards in your hand will do that.
Yeah, so Josh has found his line of victory, and look how quickly he's playing at this point.
Yeah, we're probably getting pretty close here to time. Here comes a lightning bolt, slow him down a little bit. Keep a... Whoa. So he brainstorms, put some cards back, predicts away a Mentor.
Yep, pretty bad with Rhodonite. I think he just plans on winning with this.
Yeah,
and he's probably looking for an entry as well.
And I think he has one in his whole thing.
He does.
Baneslayer would work too, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one of that he probably brought in.
All right, here's a 1/1.
Yeah.
1/1 prowess.
Yeah.
That's what this guy is.
Right. Which is still a clock.
It is, yeah. It's adding quite a bit to this clock.
Josh gets to draw a portent there.
Wasteland.
Calvin says, I've got a wasteland. You did 14 things, I did 1.
All right, lightning bolt the Mentor. Okay.
Eight-turn clock. Here we go. There's no way Calvin and his billion different cards that all are either threats or answers could answer this 2/1, right?
No way.
There's one.
Oh man, double that clock up.
Okay. Fetch.
Let me see your exile pile. I want to know what's gone. What left the game?
So that was a predict there. Snapcaster predict, which is why Calvin took that top card and put in his graveyard.
Right.
Another 1/1.
Yep.
Prowess. It's getting there. Pyromancer.
I imagine we're just going to see a counterspell.
Yeah, I don't see why not here.
He can definitely win through this, so it's possible he just wants to see if he'll block. He doesn't really care about his creatures too much.
Oh, and we're on turns, I believe. That's a turn counter.
I believe so.
Except that it's on 4, which is surprising. Because if you were on turn 4, then you would have countered that Pyromancer.
Right.
So he gets a 1/1, and he's bolting the Mentor. Josh is doing some math.
Okay.
Calvin gains 2 life. And Flusterstorm the bolt. He'd have to pay 3.
Yeah. Yeah, he's explaining 3 cards have been cast. Yeah.
Alright, move to blocks. So Mentor has 2 prowess triggers, so he's got 3, 4, 5 damage coming
Puts
at
him
him.
down to 6.
All
All right. Calvin needs a...
There, now we're on time. Okay. So time had been called, and that was turn 0.
Okay.
We're gonna thin the deck one more basic.
That bottom card, Baneslayer, he's got to be going, where are you?
Fetch.
Got to thin the deck as much as possible if we can find an entry in these in this first or second turn. That'll definitely change the game for sure. Although it looks like Josh can just clean this up. Yeah, just take damage. All right, you're down to 3. Pass. Delver.
Josh does like basics. It's working. And okay, he could swords it and win. So he's not forgetting his tokens because there's a Dread of Night out. So all those tokens keep dying.
Right. So Dread of Night says that white creatures get -1/-1. So I guess he kind of is missing his triggers, but they would just die immediately. So
okay, so
not really
here he's going to swords Delver and Flusterstorm.
that'll be it.
Yep. Josh takes it down, 2-1.
Gets it in turns.
Yep, the monks, before they could ever prowess to get big enough to survive Dread of Night, they would just die right away.
Right.
Since that enchantment's out. And in fact, his mentor was even smallish throughout all of that as well. All right, so that's it for round 2. Josh takes it down with some miracles, and we don't know what happened with the other match.
We do not.
Maybe
but
Alurin?
I think we're thinking Alurin beat Mono Red Sneak Attack.
And that's probably it for our
I would imagine so.
Our matches. So we probably should have round 3 here happening pretty quickly.
I would imagine so, yeah.
You see,
Well,
Josh.
that was an awesome match.
We saw Back to Basics Baneslayer, 2 Flusterstorm, and maybe I don't think he would have run 2 Back to Basics.
Yeah,
right?
that Dread of Night actually kept Josh from a lot of damage.
Yeah, and he even shuffled away one of his mentors, right? Purposefully.
Right.
See, and I kind of like this. So Josh took out Force of Will. We saw Calvin using Force of Will, and it was, I mean, you kind of have to have it versus Miracles, but you could see the card disadvantage that he was facing, right?
Yes.
Calvin was playing empty-handed off the top of his library, and Josh had 7 cards in hand. You like the super creepy art? I actually quite like the zoomed-in Thoughtseize playmat. It's great.
I really, really like
It's not foil, though.
the original Thoughtseize. It's not.
We need foil playmats. That's what we need.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I don't know that he was expecting Dread of Night, right?
Probably not, but even in Josh's position, I would look at Dread of Night and be like, this is a tempo deck that's trying to hate me out.
Yeah.
This is probably a win for me, just the fact that he's taking a full turn or a full card in his hand to hate out a card that I may or may not have.
Right. Well, we saw that game too as well, the Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blasts, and Josh was able to play white cards.
Yes.
And okay, you've got these answers, but I can play around them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Josh is really, really good at recognizing where he stands in a game. When he sees something like that, he goes, okay, I shift to this plan. That's easy. Not a big deal.
All right, so now we got to figure out how to do foil playmats.
Oh,
Just have this
gracious.
awesome. That'd be great. Mythic playmats with this foil
Yeah,
shininess.
and then what are we gonna have? We're gonna have sleeves for playmats.
Well, absolutely. And then on camera, you won't be able to see a thing.
We have perfect fits for our playmats.
I double sleeve my playmats.
You double sleeve your playmats?
That's right.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I wouldn't want your foil playmat to get a scratch.
It's a really good idea. Why don't we have sleeves for playmats? Every now and then I play with an ink pen, or play with, but I use it to keep track of my life, like that one Josh has at the top of the screen right there. And every now and then it slips out of my hand and I get this nice ink mark right on my playmat. Drives me crazy.
It's just glitter spray.
Roll it out at the beginning of the match and just glitter goes everywhere. Put this down. There we go. They were at a Japan GP, a sleeved playmat or a glitter.
Like
or a foil,
I could see a sleeve for a playmat that like is intended to keep it nice when you're like storing it, you know, or like to put it up on a wall. You just don't want it to get anything on it or in it or whatever. But like, come on.
Yeah, when the whole
you
point
bring
of
a playmat, you bring your
have,
playmat, and you just like
is to have that surface.
Put
and
it
have
in
this plastic barrier between you and the surface.
It would like slide. You need like a grip on the back, like of the sleeve.
There is foil playmats, man. I thought I was coming up with a brilliant, unique idea, and they're already done. Man. The GP Sydney Jace mat is super expensive. Oh, some playmats are really, really pricey. It's true.
Yeah, they were just made for a very, very limited.
Yeah. And then other ones are limited, and then they go, oh look, we found more, and they re-release them. Suddenly the price tanks. I'm not into going into the investing in playmats. If you wanted a playmat because you really like it, go for it. But if it drops in price, that's not something to complain about.
It's a playmat.
Yeah.
I couldn't invest in something like a playmat.
All right, so it looks like we're on round 3 here, and we got to see one more game of Miracles. This is our undefeated.
Yeah, Cooked Brains. I've seen that one before, and in fact, I played in that game day. That was a really cool mat. It's kind of like a unglued land where it has like this border around it. Yeah, that was cool. Or am I thinking of a different one? I know the Selective Memory. Maybe I'm thinking of the one that was being sold. How many rounds? There are 4 rounds tonight, and we are just starting up in round 3.
looks like we've got Josh here on Miracles versus Zach on Allurin, and then our backup match we have Brent on that Sneak Attack versus Corey back on the Eldrazi White Eldrazi.
So maybe Brent won then.
No, because Zach's playing.
Zach's up here.
Yep, so these guys both have or Brent's playing down.
Okay. Oh, it had the book Jace art. Yeah, I really like that one. In fact, there were like this store just has an abundance of book Jaces, and
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting one for the cube, and then when I looked at the price, I compared my Lorwyn foil Jace and just went, you know what? This one's a little more iconic. I'm just gonna keep the foil Lorwyn one. It's really pretty. I don't need a book Jace.
If you do want a book Jace, though, they're going for $90, $100 on TCG.
I swear we're selling them for like
They're-
way less.
They're because they have so many of them.
We have like
They're
over 20
I
book
think they're
Jaces
80.
here.
I think they're $80, which is if you need one.
Yeah.
Let's see this.
Yeah, that's the one. That's definitely the one I was thinking. Cook Brains. It has this border around it. Super cool. I like it.
The World Wake.
Mhm.
And it's a different. It's not a Jace art. It's from a Jace card, right?
Yeah. It's called Selective Memory.
Oh, okay.
You get. I think it's like 4 mana. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like 4 mana, and you get to search your own deck and exile any number of cards in your deck. I don't really know how you would use something like that, but probably something that people would try to break.
All right. So Allurin gets to get out of Deathrite. He's got some mana versus Josh's fetch land. 3-drop coming down.
You had over 400 selective memories? Why?
he likes to select his memories really good.
Obviously. I mean, I say why in that way, but like, actually why? Like, I want to know why.
Sometimes you just got to collect that one card, though, right?
I traded them all off me? Holy cow.
That's great. 2 people with these selective memory collections, and you just trade all. So he goes from having 40 to having 80 overnight.
Just like come across some guy. Hey, I've got 400 selective memory. You interested? And the guy's like, oh yeah. Foil Annex. Oh, that's cool. Quickling. A card we don't see every day. I'm gonna say that every time I see it, but still, Quickling.
You don't get to see it very often because it's so quick.
You just get to see it on the GP Salt Lake City mat. Because we were talking about mats and all.
Right.
This is Quickling.
There it is.
Art's super awesome.
Yeah. Now you had. See, now you've got the story, so it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
You don't even need to have them anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Beatdowns for 3. Yeah.
Who had more? 400? How do you beat 400? 400 is a lot. Alright, we got a Thoughtseize.
So this definitely you get to see the 3 of every language and over 40 photos, and that's amazing. You get to see the turn ratio here, right? Who went first? Zach obviously went first, and he's definitely advantaged because of it.
Right. So in the last matchup, I really felt like either deck could take it. This matchup, I actually feel like Josh has a strict advantage. These are little creatures that just kind of don't matter to Josh. It makes his Terminuses actually useful and good, and he just really shouldn't have a problem keeping Allurin from happening. But sometimes you draw lots of lands.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see.
Still have to draw that Terminus, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta find it.
Your least favorite deck? I'm surprised. I would name several other decks before that.
You're pulling up selective memory.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow, I actually knew what the card did. Awesome. I actually remembered. So proud of myself. Because it's necessary to show everybody selective memory.
Yeah, because if you had 400 of them, here's one more.
Here's one more. just in case the first 400 didn't.
Yeah, well, nostalgic, right? Like,
oh, okay.
he doesn't have the 400 anymore, so he probably just misses it.
He's probably got his hand on his chest right now being like,
yeah, that card.
Yes.
Where'd my collection go? Where is it now?
Selective memory.
Does the guy just send you some Facebook Live pictures of it every now and then just so that you can
just
reminisce?
A weekly email.
Yeah. I'm going through my collection of selective memories. Do you remember this?
Picked up 4 more this week. Heart. That's awesome. I didn't ever collect a rare, but I remember at one point having actually like over 100 Lana Werewolves. I would see people that had them, and I'd just be like, "Hey, want to donate those?" And people would be like, "Okay."
If you show a certain appreciation for them, then because most Magic players are pretty nerdy and have a certain appreciation for their own thing, they'll be like, "Yeah, you love this card. I don't love it. It's just a card. Sure, you
go for it.
You'll enjoy this way more than me." Whereas if you're just like, "Hey, do you want those?" Then people will be like, "Yeah, they're mine."
My brother has a collection of probably over 1,000 naturalizes. I mean, that's a little easy to collect since it's printed and everything, but still, the fact that he has that many naturalizes in one place, kind of ridiculous.
A Tog used to be a card, right? I remember getting beat down by an Atog once upon a time. Back in Revised.
Wow, so Leovold, that's a card in this matchup.
Yeah. It wasn't as big a deal versus White Eldrazi, but here, Josh is going to predict in response.
Oh, wow, this is rough, too, because the last card that he drew off that predict, guess what it was? Terminus.
Ah!
If he had not predicted the card, it would have left Terminus on top of his deck. Which it would look pretty good right now.
Yeah, it would have been pretty buried deep, though, too, right? It would have taken a little while to get there.
Yeah.
So he's able to Jace inefficiently because of Leovold in order to force that Terminus, though, right? Is that what he's going to do here? Draw no cards, put 2 back. Yeah.
Just play Jace and not do anything?
Well, he zeroed Jace. Put a card back on top of his library.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, totally meant to do that.
Yeah. Well, he put 2 back, right?
Yeah.
Zach's like, I wonder if there's a Terminus on top of your library right now.
Right. Exactly.
I'm still going to get in for a bunch of damage.
Zach's got some good cards in hand, too. Strix Recruiter and a Birds. I mean, the Birds is meh, but the other 2 cards are fantastic.
No. So he played Jace, and he zeroed Jace's ability, but he didn't get to draw cards because of Leovold. So he just made sure that there was the Terminus in his hand and put it back on top of his library.
Yeah. This Terminus is completely necessary. This Jace is going to eat up some damage, and it was able to put the Terminus from his hand back on top of his deck, which...
That's the only thing he would have been able to do there, right?
Right.
He was too far away from hard casting it.
And he's so far behind when it comes to life. He can't afford to take another hit. No. I do think that was his only good line. He's going to go to 4. Just take out a predict or what's the other one? A ponder.
I love this part of the game where it's like, what matters? Oh wait, they're the same card. It doesn't matter. Care. No, he's not going to snap. He doesn't want to snapcaster in response there. Oh, by the way, I have a Snapcaster.
Did I mention?
Predicts his own island that he knows is there. Oh, no. I thought he knew what it was.
Was that another recruiter? He's got 2 recruiters, a Belfast Strix, and a Birds.
Yeah.
So he gets the recruiter. What does he get? Yeah, I think Zach is very far ahead.
Doesn't he just need a parasitic Strix and wins the game, pretty much?
Yeah, so
Or
yeah,
Death Shaman,
basically.
that should do it too.
Well, and that's the thing is, if I were him, I would have been tempted. I would have been tempted to just play the recruiter, go get a Death Ray Shaman, and play it. But looks like he had a better play.
You think you'd get Shardless there?
I probably wouldn't get Shardless. He's only got 4 lands. Like, I guess he could play Birds. Just play the bird. I don't know. All in all, that play turned out pretty well, so. Yeah, swords take care of this Deathrite Shaman. Attack for 2. Got it.
Alright, so he's going to go up to 17, then down to 15, and pass the turn. Let's see if this Baleful Strix beat downs. 4-turn clock.
This is my favorite part of the game. It's like, alright, 4-turn clock with my 1/1. I'm going to attack until you deal with it.
I think he paid for his predict. I may have missed that, though.
Maybe? I think he did.
He didn't use the mana either way. He didn't pay anything in return. Alright, Josh at 3 life. Can he, fetch, play Force of Will? He can hardcast a Force. Is that what you do here?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, a recruiter on this turn would be devastating.
Oh, we're going to see what next turn.
Right, unless Josh finds another counterspell.
And then he'll be dead by that time to Baleful Strix. He needs to find something else. Counterspell's not going to get it done.
No, he could technically take 1 more turn.
Mm-hmm.
Technically.
Mm-hmm. It's another Force of Will, just like you wanted.
Called it.
Another recruiter. All right, Josh is at 1.
I'm surprised he hasn't played this Birds. I actually feel like he would have had some stronger tempo swings as far as damage. Because even just 1 damage since he's been at 4, the game could be over right now if he had played the Birds. But he's like, I don't care. I'll do it this turn.
He's got a counterspell in a daze. Is that right? They're moving very
Yeah.
quickly. All right, we're on to game 2.
All right, Lurin takes game 1. Value plan takes it down.
And we'll move you guys over to this other. Let me move this around a little bit.
I should mess with the settings on this table.
This
So
vintage
dark. So dark.
thing going on here. All right, so I'm not sure which game we're on here. We've got a Displacer versus. This is probably game 2, at least. Displacer versus a Sneak Attack. It's kind of interesting, right? I'm going to sneak this card out. I'm going to displace it.
Where'd we get the clear life die?
Yeah. We got some new dice.
That's what my die looks like. Did
Okay.
Brian steal my other one? I had 3 of them, and Brian stole 2 of the blue one and the white one from me for the feature match.
Ah.
And so I still had 1 left, and that was the clear one, and now the clear one's on the table. I did not put it there. It was in my backpack. So,
It is kind of confusing at the moment, right? We got 15, 8. I think he's at 8 life. Yeah. Big red, mono red, Sneak Attack.
So I feel like Corey just has this. There's nothing. I can't think of anything that Mono Red could really do that Displacer can't handle.
Probably not. Unless he's able to get out multiple threats.
If you displace something, it will come back into play though, right?
And it'd stay in.
And it would stay in?
A new creature at that point.
Interesting. I hope you just have the mana to continuously displace it.
So Jitte is going to pump the Displacer. Because Jitte is a totally fair card.
Right.
Right? It can kill things. It can make your guy bigger. It can do other things as well.
It's a fine magic card.
Yeah. You can gain some life if you want to. Just like it's a weapon, but it does 19 different things.
Whatever your heart desires.
Right. Right.
All right.
Oh, so Brent was at some extra life, apparently.
Down to 6. So I think he was at 16 and just had a 15 and a 1.
Yeah. Of course.
Making us do math. Adding that 1 was so difficult.
All right. Our other match is still not mulliganing, sideboarding.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Aha! I've got a 2/2.
Sneak attack in this 2/2.
Perfect. Just what you wanted to do.
Displace it, please.
And Yo, it's Tony said this is big red. No, it's just 2/2 red.
Not very big.
Nope. Kind of smallish.
This ape's not doing much.
It gets displaced. Corey attacks for lethal. And we're going to go to sideboard.
Don't deny the power of Ambush Viper.
Oh, we're going to de-sideboard. So they're probably done. Corey probably took that down 2-0. So we might see some white Eldrazi versus our the winner of our other match over here.
Lurin or Portent? Yeah, we've had a couple of Lurin decks in this store. That's for sure. I think at one point I looked around, there was just Zach playing it. Zach was the only one playing it. And now I know of 2 other Lurin decks.
It's kind of where a lot of the Grixis control decks ended up, right? Is into
Okay.
Lurin.
I don't think I could ever see myself on a Lurin. It's a cool deck.
Jorgensen, you made it.
Welcome. You're early.
Kyra and I have been here like not knowing what to do, right? We just kind of, hey, because you weren't here.
I'm
so.
pretty sure I said words at one point that meant something. I don't know how to say that.
Gibosum, thanks for the follow. Thanks for joining us. For some excellent portenting that we've been able to see.
Josh on the feature match all day.
Yeah.
This way, we never have any downtime, except for when they shuffle for like 10 minutes per match.
Hey, we went to time, and now we're on to the next round. And he didn't even have to move.
No.
He just stayed seated.
He did.
It's great.
His opponent just sat down. He's like, I've been waiting.
Actually, I was playing, but now I'm ready for more. Real life people?
Ew.
Because we're just pretend people.
Right.
We're make-believe ones.
We're just the people in your computer screens. We don't have real lives. Which I assume is the stupid real life people thing.
Yeah.
That you had to deal with as well.
Those are the real life ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The ones not on the computer screen.
Right. It's a Birds of Paradise decides to play this time instead of sneakily keep it in his hand for the entire match.
Right.
It's very deceptive.
I
had no idea he was playing birds. Important to be on camp. Okay. Nice try.
Good one.
Yep.
Yeah, those ones. Uh-huh. Yeah, we're on the same page about those people. Don't worry.
Bolt the bird. I don't think Josh is playing Lightning Bolt.
He just sorts the plowshares.
Oh, he's going to go look for it anyway. Here. Nope. No lightning bolt. Oh, like how I have to deal with Kyre. All right. I see.
Right, exactly.
Oh, he bolted the bird, sort of. I like it.
Yep, swords. Got it.
No bolt scoop.
He took care of it, maybe not in the bolty way you guys wanted him to.
Yeah. That bird's of paradise. He dropped his sword, picked up a scythe, or a plowshare thing, but I don't know.
And offed itself.
And went and farmed.
Mm.
He didn't die, he just left the playing field.
I hear farming's easier when you can fly.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You don't have to hire anybody to, dust your crops. It's great.
For sure.
Thoughtseize. We got to see Josh with Terminus, Mentor, Portent, Brainstorm. Pretty sure you take the Mentor? Says you. It made lots of sense for Josh to do it right there.
It did. Crop duster. Nice.
Alright. Mentor goes away.
I like that Jorgensen's example had to do with you dealing with me.
Absolutely. That's blatantly obvious, right?
I didn't know I was a difficult fake person to deal with. Or sorry, real person to deal with. You guys deal with me on a fake basis all the time, but poor Bryce over here.
You'd take Brainstorm, huh?
I'm not usually a fan of taking Brainstorm unless the hand is so bad that the Brainstorm's their only way to get back in.
Now he drew the Baleful Strix, so he would have been able to probably deal with it.
When I'm not around?
Wait, yeah.
I'm like always around. I've missed 1 week.
Well, as soon as you step out to go, get a water or something, I'm immediately talking trash. That's just how it works. Well, guys, I gotta tell you. Oh man, he's back already. Every time.
Meanwhile, I'm sprinting to the fridge.
Watching on your phone. No!
The longer I'm gone, the more words he gets to say.
As I sit here and go, so, there's still a shuffling.
Blue sleeves.
That's what I did.
Sleeves.
That's what I did. That's all there was to talk about. Hey, it's a Terminus on Zach's upkeep. Take that, Baleful Strix. So, okay, if you exile a bird with a Source of Plowshares, what's happening thematically when they get Terminused?
God, I don't know.
So a creature can die, it can go to exile where it becomes a farmer.
Right.
And it can go back into your pool of spells.
Why do I feel like you're just in like some huge DMV line?
That's what happens. There you go. You're in the DMV line. Oh, yeah, I like that. Brainstorm allows for Terminus to happen, and so if you take a Brainstorm, Terminus is just kind of a dead card.
That migration.
It's like a
Pokemon going back in its ball.
Sure. Okay. Just like that. Except
Pokemon trainers get 6 Pokemon that they can carry around. Magic players get 60.
But they have to use them in order. You don't get to choose. Isn't that the whole point of Pokemon, is that you get to pick which one is the most effective?
Yeah. I think I may need to quit Magic and start playing Pokemon.
Wait a minute. No.
Oh. It's blasted.
Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is going to get fetched in response. Oh, it's going to get sort of fetched in response. We're going to find a basic island instead.
Yeah, Gabosum, I definitely agree. Most times you don't want to take the Brainstorm. Don't get me wrong, there are absolutely moments where Thoughtseizing the Brainstorm's right. I don't think...
Yeah, there it might have actually worked.
Yeah. I don't think you typically want to, though. Like I play a Thoughtseize deck in Legacy, and most times I thought sees and see a brainstorm, I do think about it. It's not just automatic for me to take something else. I do have to think about it and make sure I'm making the right play. But typically, I will not take the brainstorm.
All right, we see Josh has a Flutterstrand and a Flusterstorm to go against Zach's 2 lands. It's kind of been the story of this game so far. Oh, hey!
Baneslayer!
Baneslayer Angel!
And his opponent's got 2 lands.
All right. I would assume all of you know what this card does, but...
Your selection has just been awesome.
It's really weird how that keeps happening.
Yeah, it is.
And Josh takes it down on the back of a Baneslayer.
Yeah, so Baneslayer Angel, there was a period of time, if I don't know if everybody here is older Magic players. I mean, this is Legacy, so we've probably had some people playing for a while, but this card was the face of Magic for like a solid 2-3 years.
Yes, we're on game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this thing was brutal.
A monster in Standard.
And it was ridiculously expensive for a while as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a $50 card. Right. I distinctly remember. Yeah. Luckily, I don't usually play white cards, so I didn't have to deal with that. But yeah, Baneslayer Angel, what a powerhouse. Yeah, it really was. It was the JMS, for sure. Like, everybody just wanted a Baneslayer.
Right. It warped the metagame all around it, right? Because it was so powerful for its cost.
Dice to Doomblade. And it dies to Doomblade. Yeah. That was like the most common thing said about Baneslayer while it was seeing play. Yeah, but it dies to Doomblade. It's like, yeah, but it's still taking over the whole format. Jargon said. Patrick.
in fact, no, it's not. It's a chroma in the art of Doomblade,
that's
right?
a Doomblade.
Which should have been a Baneslayer.
I don't think that's a chroma. A chroma doesn't have black, or does a chroma have black hair? Maybe she does.
Yeah. That's
Doomblade. Man, Doomblade was a good card too. Like, it killed everything. I don't remember there being a lot of things that like dodged it, but I distinctly remember that you would play a couple black creatures just to like not have a creature that would die to Doomblade, because it was just in every deck and people would mainboard it.
Yeah, if you're gonna say his name in sarcastically, you gotta spell it right.
Come on, Patrick. My autocorrect. That's what I would blame it on too.
Yeah.
Good save. After you've already been called out.
Autocorrect.
His name is right on the screen, Patrick. Scandinavian, not German. There you go.
All right, turn 1 Thoughtseize. This time,
whoa.
This is a hand that Josh kept here.
This is a really sketchy hand. Twitch chat, like, sure.
He kept a 1-lander with no 1-mana cantrip, right?
Portent does cantrip.
But it's 2, isn't it? Or is it Portent 1?
I think it's 1, yeah.
Okay. So, does Zach take that one here?
Yeah, taking... I can't... Terminus, there's no way that's the right play. Swords does not seem good. Taking a Monastery Mentor seems terrible when he has 1 land. I can't imagine taking anything but Portent. There's just no way you can take anything else. And this is one of those weird times where you do take the the cantrip.
1 mana. Oh, and Josh grabs an island off the top.
Yeah, he's got a lot of lands in his deck, and he probably figured that he would, but...
Ooh, this is rude.
Therapy, he gets to take both Monastery Mentors? Ooh, that really is huge. And he sees the land that he found.
Potential to flashback if he needs to.
Yeah, if he'd like to, he can do this next turn.
Draws another Mentor. One that Zach doesn't know about. Looks like Zach drew a sideboard Ethersworn Candidates, is that right?
Yes, but this basic forest is just not... probably the worst possible land he could have found.
So did Josh really go land off the top, mentor off the top, land off the top? Yeah.
What else could he have gotten? I can't think of anything. This might just get abrupticate. I can't see his hand.
He does not have a decay.
Wow. And still not another land for Zach. Yeah, this forest is just brutal. His lands are just not coming together. And we found a brainstorm? Oh my goodness. Talk about top decking out of this
That's why you keep that opening hand, right? One land, one portent that gets Thoughtseize, 2 mentors that get therapied, and you're still way ahead.
I'm sure Josh was thinking that too. He's like, well, I kept it because I figured I could draw like a threat, maybe 2 lands in my first 3 draws. I think that I can make this one work.
Goodness. Zach's over here going, come on, Basic Forest. Be anything else.
Wow, this is going to be a fast game. Really fast game.
Oh, another forest. All right, so he can play...
Shardless Agent.
Death Right. Do you counter the Death Right here? I think so.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
The Shardless. Interesting.
Yeah, because he gains less life swordsing the Death Right.
Yeah.
That, and he's just trying to make as many monks as fast as possible.
And you could just attack in and try and get a block here, right? So he's gonna swords anyway. Prowess everybody.
So he goes up to 12, and then
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take 7. Is that right?
He's
so
at 5.
He's at 5 life right now.
Should be at 5. Josh put his life total on 12 and just kind of fell over on 4. But I believe his life total is 5.
All right. Zach says, look, I brainstormed and still never got another land. Holy cow. So Josh wins off of a 1 mana with a portent.
They got
Thoughtseized because he drew Island, Mentor, Land.
He took 2 mentor off the Cabal Therapy too.
That's brutal. And Zach just had
Unbelievable.
Forest, Underground Sea, and wasn't able to play any of his other cards.
This has got to be hard for Zach because looking at what was going on, it was so good, but 2 basic forests.
Yeah,
this is what you get for playing a 4-color deck with basics in it.
Yeah. Well, when you've got Birds of Paradise, you've got all sorts of things, right, that make it work.
Yeah, let's rename Josh's deck Tempo Portent.
I will race you with my 1 mana versus all of your hate and disruption, and doesn't matter what you have. All he had to do was land the Strix that he drew the next turn, right? But he couldn't play it.
Right.
Or the Canonist would have helped a lot too.
Oh yeah, he had a lot of things that he.
We see Josh's sideboard here. He's got Baneslayer, Cast Out, Back to Basics, and there was a Disenchant in there.
Yeah. Cast Out's an interesting choice, another standard card. I mean, I definitely like it. It's a card you can just throw in the early game. You know,
and it has flash, right?
Yeah, it has flash. It can get rid of things like Emrakul.
Yeah, Josh drew perfectly, and Zach drew absolutely imperfectly. Goodness. All right, well, we have one more round here. We're probably going to have Josh versus White Eldrazi, I believe. Josh versus Corey. I'm not 100% sure there. Which should be an interesting matchup. A little something different.
Yeah, I don't really know what to think about Corey's deck yet. We only watched it the one time, and it was a interesting match.
Yeah. We got some Jete displacing going on. And
it beat Alurin handily.
Huh, he says.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
I'm trying to size up the matchup, but in all reality, just kind of depends if the chalices come down early for Corey, I guess. I feel like those are a pretty good card or something.
Yeah, Josh versus Corey should be pretty good.
Yeah, two very talented players.
Josh is in beast mode. Is that what that was? That might just be pure luck. I don't know if that was. I mean, he certainly played it correctly, but
Right.
when you draw absolutely perfectly off of a really bad keep 7. I mean, it works with Portent, right?
Yeah.
And Zach just can never see another non-basic forest. It worked. You got there.
Raceland, you think that it's a bad matchup for Josh? That's interesting. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to see it play out. But every time I feel like the control decks are typically good at the decks that are just playing like one thing per turn.
So Corey's playing a white Eldrazi, and he's got Thalia, he's got Vryn Wingmare, and
Thought-Knot Seers, Eldrazi Displacers, Containment Priests.
Containment Priests. Main deck, right?
Main deck. Mm-hmm.
I guess the Priest isn't affecting Josh, but a lot of the other cards are. The taxing effects.
Absolutely.
And then having the big mana to play around a lot of stuff. Well, it should be effective. His little tokens might. Which Corey? I thought you asked which deck. Yeah, Corey Terry. I don't know if I've actually seen Cavern in his deck. It makes sense that it would be there.
Yeah, he didn't play one. I don't think he played one while we were watching.
No.
It's probably there, though. I would imagine so. Or maybe he's just playing Thought-Knots and Displacers, and that's just not worth it. I don't know. I still feel like that'd be pretty good. Yeah, Cavern will look really good if he has it, for sure.
All right, 9 minutes left on round 3. Patrick says.
Patrick's not on our chat sheet, but he's on our other chat sheet.
Right. He can actually see the clock,
Yeah.
but he can't tell us, so we can't.
He's on the other computer. Are you done yet, Patrick? Huh? Fool? Mister, I'm going to fill this thing out on the interwebs instead of play Legacy.
Yeah, turn 1 Chalice on 1 would
On one, it's
probably be effective, right?
crucial.
Yeah.
Takes him off of Portent, takes him off of Brainstorm.
You can't take him off Portent. That's the name of the deck. That's what we called it. You can't do that.
Portent doesn't say can't be countered by Chalice.
It should. Seems like a card that I saved for the pad.
Spirit of Labyrinth, yeah, that seems strong as well. Yeah, it seemed to have a lot of mono white hate effects in it.
I don't know. We just saw what I would have thought was a turn 1 Thoughtseize good game, and it didn't matter, right? So.
Yes, Josh does play Unexpectedly Absent. I think the deck typically runs 2 of them. 4 predict, 2 Unexpectedly.
I haven't seen it in this build with Monastery Mentor. It could still be there, but we haven't seen it tonight.
No, we haven't.
He was playing Mentorless, and he had 2 of in that build. I'm not sure if it's here. Which can be really neat when you can Portent away the card you unexpectedly absented, right?
Right.
I like that combo.
Yeah. We've watched it. We've watched Josh in 2 rounds, and we haven't seen any. I've played against him playing Miracles a couple times. This might just be a different build. And I've in the past we've seen him play Unexpectedly Absent. So.
Oh, I agree, Jesse. I was just commenting on the fact that it looked like Josh had that one. It was over on turn 1, and he easily pulled it around.
Easily, like the hand was perfect or something.
Yeah. Yes, this looks like the more recent Portent with 4 of mentors instead of some fewer number. Chalice on 1, I'm pretty sure. If we do have Corey versus Josh, which I'm not sure on, if he can get a Chalice down game 1 or turn 1, that probably seals it pretty well.
Yeah, that puts him on Force of Will or Bust, which, if I had to predict, what would happen, I would predict that he's totally gonna have it, and so is Josh, because Josh is drawing so hot right now. Better lucky than good. Exactly. Luck, something I never have.
We got to see these players hanging out and chatting. Josh is just going to stay right where he is. Yeah, you can't beat the top of that one. Exactly.
Yeah, the deck really is phenomenal. I mean, it was better with top, but still, the deck just has so much interaction. Like, you want to do this, and his deck's like, no, you don't get to do that. Oh no, where are you taking us, Bryce?
I thought I saw something, read something earlier, but I'm not sure. Nope, I got nothing. We only have a few more minutes here, 5 minutes or so before the next round. Maybe not even that long. And we got to see the finals for the undefeatedness of this 4-round smaller person tournament.
Still a little surprised by that. I mean, yes, school's starting back up, but I'm like, yeah, but it's Legacy.
Yeah.
I'm here. And I guess I work here now.
Yes, blue-white especially allows for somebody that's skilled and can think through the different lines the ability to be flexible. Quickly. If you put it in my hands, I'd be like, well, I got to figure out what to do with this brainstorm and give me a few minutes. And it would be unflexible. I would lose. Is pretty much what would happen.
I don't know if I could pilot a deck like that. I just remember, you know, like a month or two ago, I played that Esper Stoneblade deck, and that deck had so many decisions to make in one turn. I was able to pilot it to a victory, but this deck I think is on a whole new level. I would just, it'd be so difficult.
Is that what it is?
Imprisonment, hire not employment. They pay me.
Oh, well, have they?
So, crap. Last week was my first week, all right?
They said they're going to, and I believed them.
This is my 7th day working here. It's been awesome, can I just say?
Yeah?
It has been so enjoyable.
Good. I mean, you get to hang out back here with me, which is what you were doing before you started working here. So
yeah, today I actually had a split shift. So, like, come in at 1, help out, find some cards for some people. I like searching for cards. I've done it my whole life, and now I get paid for it. And sorting them, that's what I do at my house while I sit down and do what all of you are doing, just watch a stream. That's my favorite thing to do. And now I just come into the store and throw some music on in the store. Just hang out.
There you go.
All people I like. Brian got back from Gen Con today, so I got to see him.
All right.
He's like a unicorn. You can never catch him. So
in and out and in and out.
Yeah, he'll be in for 5 minutes and then he's just gone. And then you have people be like, come in like, hey, is Brian here? It's like, I don't know. He's come in, like, left 3 times today. I don't know. He's busy.
That's good.
He's an important guy.
You want people to be busy that are, running things, making stuff happen, as opposed to just hanging out doing nothing.
Everybody wants his friend. Everybody wants his attention, and I'm just going. I've known that guy for years. It's not what you guys think.
All right. We should be pretty close here. I'll ask and see if
Patrick,
we have anybody behind the...
I know you're over there. Scream at them. Be like, yo, chat sheet.
Yeah.
Get them on our chat sheet.
We have one.
We haven't seen them since round 2.
Game that's taken a little while longer here.
Jeez.
Question mark, dot, 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 dot. Here we go. All right. So, Important Miracles versus White Eldrazi. Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what he's doing. So this definitely comes down to now is Important Miracles. We know that's a pretty decent deck, right? Strong in Legacy. Eldrazi, I wouldn't call the tier 1 deck, right?
Definitely not.
So this might come down more to player skill, right? Corey and Josh are both fairly decent at what they're doing here.
Fairly decent. Above average.
If everyone else is average in the store, then they're above that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just like that.
Let's say that most people here playing Legacy are already above average, and then we get Corey and Josh, and they're just above that.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Right.
I think I would call it good at Magic.
Okay. Well, you don't want to be too complimentative, so...
No.
Yeah.
We don't want them getting big heads or anything.
Right.
You know what, Jorgensen? He'll even say stuff. He'll even say stuff like that, and he'll be like, nope, I'm the boss. I don't do stuff. I just tell people to do stuff. He has meetings. He goes and sits and talks to people.
Which is what you'd expect at a card store, right?
Yeah, at a card store. Mm-hmm. Man, that guy's got connections. It's incredible. Super likable person.
In the meantime, we're gonna hang out here and
point out our new dice that we can actually see now.
Wait patiently. Yeah, those aren't even the large ones. Those are just the readable ones.
Yeah, they're readable. Now we just need a giant timer wave dice.
Right. That is like on one of those Wheel of Fortune, because that's what it makes me think of every time
I just want to see it on one side of the table, and by the time it got to an 8-9, it's like on the other side of the table.
Just roll, keep stepping away.
Yeah. Have to roll it over your opponent's cards.
Let's see if those are up here now.
I know though, Jorgensen. That's why I want to be the boss. I told Brian I was going to buy into the company. He laughed, and then I laughed. It was a great time.
Here we go. All right.
Yep. All right. This is what we expected. Awesome.
Corey versus Josh and Calvin versus Zach. So yeah, we've seen the top 4.
Yeah,
players
Patrick.
here.
It looks like that's it. Thank you, sir. Keeping us updated via real chat.
How creative can I make this loss?
Oh, that is fantastic. How silly can I make myself look? I'm opposite. I'm always like, I want to come across less stupid than I really am. I want to look like a good Magic player. I don't necessarily need to be a good one, but I want to at least look like one. All right, back to Bryce's green and blue sleeves.
Oh dear.
Oh, gotcha.
Buttery smooth. There you go. See, we're talking about sleeves again. And still not sure what our backup match is.
Whoa, 2 6s and a 5 for the roll. Yeah, so Patrick was just saying in chat, so you guys get to see that. This is exactly what it would look like on our chat sheet, pretty much. Corey versus Josh, Calvin versus Zach, but Zach might be dropping. Yeah, so I know that Zach a lot of times doesn't get to play in the 4th round due to timing and work.
Yeah.
So he'll just play the first 3, and he won't be able to play the.
When you have a family and a kid at home, a little kid at home, staying out late can be.
Yeah, he's
tricky.
probably just happy that he gets to play 3 rounds of Legacy.
Maybe they're 9s. Ah!
They're 9s. You're right. We're gonna have to take some special tool or anything stupid, really.
No,
put a little line under it.
I don't think we have to. It's a 6-sided dice.
Yeah. What if it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9?
9. It might. That's what he's saying. Absolute chaos. What if there's not even a 2 on there? Yeah, man.
It's just 2 1s. I didn't. I admit I did not check the dice. Brian brought them. Brian brought them back from Gen Con.
Yeah, they might be 9-sided, 6-sided dice.
Yeah, that's what's going on. All right, Legion Tomb.
Ooh, something's getting revoked.
So I imagine Corey and Josh know exactly what's going on with these decks. So this is going to name something, and it looks like he's actually going to write this down.
we get to see. Now, the joy is everybody likes to write stuff down, but can you write it down large enough that we can see it? He's going to think about it first. Okay. Yeah, we can't.
Jace.
Jace. That's like the one thing you can revoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 through 10. Yes. There you go. Exactly. You have 1 through 6, and then 5 through 10, or maybe 7 through 12. It's really bright, that little note. It's a glowing white piece of paper that's reflecting the sun.
So now I'm curious, which Jace was actually
yeah.
There is no card just called Jace.
Jace Enraged. That's which Jace just got named, I'm pretty sure. Wasteland. Josh successfully got wastelanded. The guy that's playing like 94 basics in his deck. Yeah.
Probably just has the 4 Tendra, like, and the rest basics. Card, Jason Rage. No cards with that name were found.
Even if you can't find it, its activated abilities cannot be activated.
Thanks, MTG bot.
Thalia.
Next set, Jason Raged.
Jace pissed off that he got beaten down by Nicole Bolas.
That he lost his memory completely. He's just a red planeswalker. He becomes a red planeswalker after his memory gets wiped.
There we go. This is the direction. The Pirates and Dinosaurs and Red Jace. There we go.
Isn't there a Chandra Enraged?
Probably.
Or is that the actual...
The Zendikar one?
Yeah, it's the Zendikar one. I can't remember if that's exactly the name of the card.
Thalia gets Force of Willed. Like a jerk.
Like a jerk.
What was Jace all along? In disguise. That's what happens after you get your memory completely removed, is you turn into Tybalt.
Can I tell you how disappointed I was that Tybalt didn't come back in Innistrad? Just saying. All right, that was enough
that was,
about that.
That was the one thing, yeah.
That's all I had to say about that.
We talked about Tybalt enough.
Yeah.
And we have another counterspell.
See, that's the thing, though, is I love talking about Tybalt, but nobody else does. I cater to that.
That's good. There's got to be somebody that can talk about weird things that nobody else cares about.
Hey, we have a guy in chat who can talk about selected memory.
Right?
I never would have guessed.
400 of them.
400 selected memories.
It took a while. All right, so we had a Stoneforge Mystic that got hard counterspelled. Now we've got a Monastery Mentor, and Corey right now is on the Revoker Beatdown plan, which is going to end here pretty shortly.
I imagine very, very shortly.
Thought-Knot-Seer.
Oh boy. Alright, so there's the Jace that's been named. So this you might take the Ponder.
Somebody actually ate a Tybalt. I didn't know. Look at this. We've got Captain QC and Jorgensen back in chat with us. For a little while, it was crickets.
Why would you eat a Tybalt? You know how usable that card is?
You can eat it. That's one of the things you can do with it.
Yeah, like I said, you know how usable that card is? I guess outside of eating it.
All right.
You can cast that card for 2 red mana. So cheap. And then it will discard every good card in your hand.
Did Josh draw a perfect answer to Thought-Knot-Seer?
To get viewership, of course. Why else? Yeah, I definitely don't eat enough Tybalts on camera.
Next time we only have a couple viewers, that's not what we're gonna do.
No. I think we'll probably stall till the next match starts.
You can use it to level out a wobbly table. Yeah, that makes great.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Way useful.
It was the worst decision of his life.
But I say it was the best. In my opinion, it's the one that matters.
All right, do you attack with a 4/4 Mentor here into a 4/4 Thought-Knot-Seer?
Depends what he sees.
I don't think you can. With an extra land, you can play.
Oh, he has Brainstorm.
You can act as if you have it, even if you don't, right?
Yeah.
So then you do. He can never. Well, yeah, it's true. He can never get it back. You're right.
Nope.
We'll just say you can't.
Not in a playable state.
It's like a watermelon seed. They never dissolve, right? Or you get, yeah.
So is that guy part devil?
It was probably a
Did his spark ignite?
Yeah.
Eating Tybalt?
Well, Tybalt doesn't really count as a planeswalker, I'm pretty sure.
Say that again, I dare you.
No, I think Deathrite Shaman does count, and Tybalt does not. If you had a collection of planeswalkers, Tybalt would be the last one in.
Gross new Tybalts.
Yep. Just like a watermelon seed. Right? That's what happens. Yeah. I guess. He was ignited.
Yeah.
Right. Or maybe he lost his spark because of it. Alright, take 4. Corey goes down to 8 because of that Ancient Tomb. He's been taking a beating. And he had to think about whether he wanted to block there or not, and he chose not to. There are quite a few cards that Josh could have drawn there that would have been able to play.
Right.
So I think that, I mean, obviously he had it, right? So it made sense to not block.
Instant speed, though, really, it's just Brainstorm.
Swords, and...
Wouldn't you have just Swords the Thought-Not Seer at that point?
Well...
I probably would have.
Except you would have rather Swords the Revoker so you could play your Jace, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point.
Taking 4, going down to 8. 8 to 8.
All right, there's a land he can actually use for mana. Displacer. Okay, we need to get rid of some tokens now. Slowly but surely.
Yep.
If he keeps...
So now...
The Ancient Tomb's
okay, so Josh is sitting here going, okay, I've got a Brainstorm I can play right now to get a dude that can attack.
I think it's worth it.
And if you do it in response here, he can't blink the Mentor. Ooh.
Vern Wingmare, so he's definitely going to respond to that.
Yeah. Interesting to play that out here. Instead of being able to blink something, you've got a flyer. Ooh, getting to see a Force of Will here is interesting as well, right? Because you could counter the Mare, but I think he'd rather have some prowess next turn, which means playing out his Jace, I guess. So he's doing the math here, seeing what's going to get blocked. If he plays out Jace and he has to block with Revoker, then his Jace gets to activate. He's got Jace, Force, and some lands. Not exactly clear how this line goes here.
I don't love forcing the Wingmare. I think it's...
No, I don't think that's correct. But do you play...
Although forcing... Okay, would you throw the Jace if you force the Wingmare, though? Yes.
So I think you
There might not actually be another play. That's probably what he's debating. It's just... He can't play... Or can he play Jace if he doesn't force? And just, like, plays the Jace for
Jace
5
works
mana?
anyway because if he doesn't block for some reason with the Revoker, which I think he's going to have to, he won't. Corey won't have lethal the next turn, right? So I think the Jace is going to play. Oh, whoa! Not what I was thinking.
Okay.
He's going to force it, go down to 7, get another token, and we know he doesn't have a prowess trigger.
See, now I was thinking he could just play a land and play Jace just to get the prowess.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably what I would have done, but... Yeah, now this is really awkward. He doesn't have a good attack. He just passes the turn. Wow, I don't think that was the play I would have made.
Well,
But
so he
would have had 3 blockers.
Except he would have had to block with the Revoker, right? So
2 2s. Yeah, he would have. He would have had to block with the Revoker. And then the Jace would get to, like, bounce the Thought-Knot Seer
he
into
could fetch and shuffle and do something else.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, exactly. I do think that the force was not right. But Josh could know something I don't.
Alright, so you block here, and how much do you block with? Oh, just take it. Go down to 3. And he's going to fetch to go down to 2. And he's playing down off the top of his library as well, which is... Yeah, right now he's got a basic land on top.
Right, the Vryn Wingmare would have died as well. The Revoker and the Vryn Wingmare would have had to block, and then, yeah, he loses 3 tokens, but well, I guess they don't have to, or yeah, they would have to. And he'd go to 1.
Oof.
Land.
It's more just another body, right? So if he gets a cantrip here, then he gets potentially 2 prowess triggers against 3 blockers. That would be enough, right? Or Terminus.
He probably would Terminus in this case.
No matter what. If you,
oh yeah, he'd get to draw 2 cards.
You see a counterspell, I believe? That's not going to get it done.
So I'm guessing he'll just play this Caracas. There's not really a reason not to. He already knows he has it. He's like, nah, I'll just keep it for a Brainstorm throwback. Nope. Wow, I think Corey's turned this game around. Josh has to start chumping with everything now.
Yeah, and he has 2 Revoker activations, right? So he'll block, and everything else gets revoked.
Or not revoked, displaced.
Displaced,
okay.
sorry. Yeah,
yeah.
displaced or activations.
No right, this, in fact, that's enough to just win it.
Right. If Josh was going to block with some prowessed up guys, Corey could revoke those or displace those.
So I think what Corey's thinking right now is, how likely is it that Josh has a Swords to Plowshares?
Yeah, I'm not really sure the line there either. It made sense in our thinking that playing out Jace, even though it would have cost 5, would have been stronger. Would have given him a line to win.
I said he would have gone to 1, but actually I think he would have gone to 3. Because he would have had, because the Force of Will did end up netting him a guy. So Chalice on 1. Okay, so this should be enough to just know. Okay, so now he can't win.
Right, so now he's got prowessed up guys. One of them can be displaced. So you can't really attack into this. So there would have been stronger had Corey not played the Chalice of the Void.
Absolutely.
I mean, the only Force of Will or Counterspell were the 1 cards that he...
The conversation in chat right now. You should never use it unless you're about to lose. No, that's not true. I know. Oh. It just sits in your hand and waits until you're about to die, and then you deny them that satisfaction.
All right, Josh doesn't show us what he drew. This is where you tap all your mana and go, I'm going to pay 6 for... No, wait. Yes, Force of Will often gets cited out for different matchups.
Yeah.
You just take them out because bad.
Force of Will is an amazing card. There are so many matchups where it's bad though. Absolutely, people who don't play Legacy, I think every person I've met, it's like, oh man, Force of Will is just not an okay card, and I'm like, it's actually just amazingly necessary.
So this is kind of interesting. Corey just displaced, I keep calling it revoking, one of the tokens, right? Mm-hmm. But it cost him 2 life to do it.
It did.
Which is pretty much the same thing as leaving the token on the board.
Yeah, he feels like he can win this turn, and I think he should go for it. Oh boy. As our camera gets...
It's just an earthquake.
It's just an earthquake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Cook Brains, that's exactly where I was going with it. Thank you for saying the words that I didn't.
Alright, so he's only going to attack with the 2 Thought Knots.
Are we going to see a miracle?
Ooh. Josh is playing as if he's got some things to cast. Snapcaster?
He's thinking. You see, I would probably just chump both, which... He's at 4. He can only displace... Oh. Yeah, I don't know. A miracle might just be needed.
And here again, should Corey have attacked with everybody there? I guess not. I guess that doesn't make sense.
Well, he's... I think this is a last-ditch effort. He has 2 lands in hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does.
So, Corey's not going to not block. He's going to take some of this. He's gonna think about tapping a mana. Okay, there we go. Corey gets it because Josh couldn't draw another land, or could only draw lands. All right, so I think that would have ended up differently had he played out Jace instead of Force of Will.
I think so. I think it actually would have won him the game. No, I can't say that with certainty, but it sure did increase his chances. Whereas I think the line he took actually just killed him.
Yeah, except that I don't see how there was a possible way that Corey was going to be like, well, you're attacking for 4. Well, I'm at 4.
Take it.
I'm worried you have a trick. I'm not going to block.
Blocking seems like something you want me to do. I'm not fault for it.
Yes, Jace the Mind Sculptor was revoked. But what we were talking about is if he'd played out Jace, he would have had multiple prowess triggers, right? Then Josh would have attacked with all of those guys, and the Revoker probably would have had to block, meaning that Jace would have been able to activate after that.
Yeah, so to take a step back, what the decision that he made was to force, and he did this to get another guy. Thinking, okay, if I can draw something to prowess, then it'll look really good. The problem is he did it and drew a land.
Right.
So if he had played the Jace, he would have had 3 monks and the Monastery Mentor. Thus, one of them gets through for a good chunk of damage, and he would have had to block all 3 of the other guys, losing his Vryn Wingmare, losing his Phyrexian Revoker, and he would have played the Jace. So after the Phyrexian Revoker dies, then you could just get to like Jace away a Thought-Knot Seer or Brainstorm or Fate Seal. It doesn't even matter at that point. Then your Jace is online, and then the game's just like firmly in Josh's court.
But instead, if he had drawn just a cantrip there and been able to play 2 spells, he would have won.
Absolutely.
The other way.
And that's what that's what his thought was. He just felt like his deck was gonna help him out. And it
Because
didn't.
it has been all day.
It has been all day.
Oh, I've only got one
Yeah.
land in my opener, and I'll just draw perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, for those of you that have just joined us, last round, Josh kept game 3 versus Allurn. He kept a 1-land hand with 1 portent, and then he had 2 mentors, and the portent got thought seized. The mentors got Cabal therapied, and he was able to draw land, mentor, land in order to win the game because the Allurn player just drew nothing.
Right. Sorry, I saw like a message come up and it was weird. Maybe not. I don't know. It said message from Travis, and I'm like, why would Travis be talking to us?
Through.
They're showing up on, not on that. They're showing up on Facebook.
Oh. You're here.
Right. Oh, okay, yeah. That's probably who that is.
Alright, these guys are finishing sideboarding. Josh gets to be on the play.
Jace has already been named. It's fantastic.
Jason raged. Named.
Jace enraged. All right, so we've seen one game. Now, where do you think sideboards go? Because I can't think of a lot of things that Josh gets to bring in to really just sway this matchup.
Back to basics. Could do a lot of damage,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
it probably comes in. Some of his other cards that we've seen coming in, probably not so much.
I think Baneslayer, both Baneslayer and Gideon are very, very powerful cards in this matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Baneslayer. My bad. Baneslayer.
Baneslayer. I like it. It's totally 100% on purpose. Is that where the sideboard? No.
Yeah. Or the cast out? I think the cast out was in the sideboard. I think he brings it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would expect him to.
But we're not going to see like Flusterstorm.
No.
Probably not.
That would be kind of
weird.
weird.
Which Josh has brought in about every other matchup. All right, so can he keep this hand? He moves his hand so quick. All right, on Corey's side, we've got Chalices of the Void.
And he doesn't have the second land for the diamond. So if he can top deck
so he's
it,
got oh, there it was.
no, I think he's decided to.
Yeah. He just sees it though. As soon as you look at the top 3 cards, pretty sure you're mulliganing.
Yeah. I scry 3.
Jorgensen's asking what a card does. The guy who's gonna that's a horrible word. Who is quick to MTG bot cards faster than anyone else. There it is. You did it. Oh, somebody else did it.
Patrick did.
Patrick did.
Patrick's like Jorgensen. Come on.
I shall show you this card.
Because we can.
Where you get to push at a angle and cast it out.
Did he get his legacy and standard sideboard mixed up? The answer to that question is no. Josh doesn't own a standard deck. I'm like almost positive that's actually fact.
This card has flash and it cycles. It's great.
Yeah, I like it. I like it better than Oblivion Ring in this deck.
Oh yeah.
4 mana versus 3, especially like the flash thrown onto it, way better than an Oblivion Ring.
All right. What are we going to see from Corey here on turn 1 with 2 mana?
Yeah, what? Yeah, he's running the cast out over Council's Judgment. I really don't know.
Oh yeah, it lets you miracle. That's cool. Because of cycling, right?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and as we were saying, Council's Judgment was in the monster mentor build.
Right.
Surgical Extraction.
Ponder, huh?
Takes Ponder.
All right, we'll take the Ponders. He's like, fine, I'll Snapcaster the Portent then. Jerk. Yeah, Council's Judgment's an amazing card, but I maybe just having cast out that can deal with any permanent on the board is just better. Not only that, but cast out also hits Emrakul. I think that's worth noting. How else are you really dealing with an Emrakul, right? Council's Judgment definitely doesn't. Most of the time it's coming in and attacking. I mean, I guess if you just show and tell it in, then you can just Council's Judgment.
Yeah,
but
yeah. And I think that we've seen a little less Trinity Nemesis
lately
than Once Upon a Time, when it was running all over the place.
Mm.
And that might just be our metagame, or that might be that everybody's hating against it.
And this deck already has Terminus. I don't feel like they're the most. Yeah. This deck's already pretty well.
Every time I play a
Trinity
Nemesis versus Josh, he has a Terminus.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. He's got 19 of them in his deck.
Yep, 19.
I counted once.
Did you really?
Yep.
You can count really high.
I swear, he played at least 19.
Being able to show and cast out. Yeah. You can put in the cast out right off the show and tell. I think the card's actually strong. The more I think about it, the more I find it useful. And if it's not useful, then you cycle it.
So last time we saw Josh put turn 3 Mentor out, he was able to win handily. Let's see how different that is.
Okay, Patrick says last week he dropped it down from 19 to 12.
Right. Every week it goes up by 1. So
it goes up by 1?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So then who took out all the Terminus?
It's math. Don't. It just works.
I hate math. It's the worst.
All right. Portent, Corey. I'm a little surprised that Corey chose to surgically extract Ponder instead of Portent, but...
Yeah, I am a little too. It's a little easier to Terminus off of Portent than it is to Terminus off of Ponder. Although I guess both set it up.
Yeah, they kind of do the same thing, right?
Similar. Where Ponder's a sorcery and draws it right there. You've usually already drawn your first card for the turn.
And Corey is just sitting here with a whole bunch of white cards in his hand and 2 colorless mana sources. So Josh is getting the I get to do whatever I want luck, like he did versus Zach in Game 3.
Yeah, Raceland, I think the reason that he brings in Surgical, there's a couple of, well, this is just a theory, but I think he brings it in first because he does not want to get Terminus ever. Second, I bet you anything he has more cards to take out than to bring in, and where the Surgicals have a use,
yeah,
they just kind of come into the deck. I want to say that last time I played against Miracles, I ended up bringing in Surgicals as well. It didn't feel good. Like it's not. I don't think I brought them in thinking, oh yeah, these are gonna tear apart the matchup. No, I think I just brought them in because whatever I was boarding out was strictly worse. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, Mentor crushing it or not trying a white source crushing it. Yeah, his opening, Corey's opening hand that he saw would have worked.
We
but
haven't
because he had a land on top.
We haven't seen him Entreat the Angels.
No,
I think about it.
No, I haven't seen him yet. I mean, he was playing just a 1-of back without Mentor, and so with 4 Mentors, maybe there's none.
Right, but them putting them playing 1 Terminus is like whatever. You lost like probably 2 creatures by the first Terminus because of the power level of Corey's cards. They'll probably just Terminus on 2 creatures.
And he's got 19 of them, so it makes sense there's going to be 1 in the graveyard.
Right, exactly. So cast 1, you know, surgical the one, and then you go search for the other 18. And then their deck is so small that chances are they're just going to draw land for the rest of the game, right? You've taken most of their gas.
Patrick got to play a Lake of the Dead.
Lake of the Dead's a good card.
Yeah,
I think it's a sweet one.
it's fun.
Patrick, how did you beat Calvin with a Lake of the Dead if you didn't play? Great commentary.
We're just responding to things you guys are saying in chat, and we get a thumbs up for that. I like it.
Great commentary, of course. Yeah, we pride ourselves in our great commentary.
Earlier, I was talking about the seafoam green sleeves, and yeah. We have had some pretty interesting lines of play, though, right? Where
Yeah,
it's not
absolutely.
when you get a deck that you see we've seen quite a bit of miracles versus a deck that we not so much.
Oh, gotcha.
You get some more interesting lines here.
Yeah, Captain QC, I don't know if you knew, but Bryce and I, we were hand-picked to do commentary. Like, they could have had anybody do it, and they were just like, yep, Kyra and Bryce. Those are the guys we want doing this.
That's how I remember it going down, too.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, there was lottery, and we were the chosen people out of like.
Yeah, I was just sitting.
400
I was just
entries?
sitting in my basement, and I got a call, and my life changed after that.
You were doing lottery scratch-offs, and it was like you had won. more like Hungry. Yeah. Hey, look, it's a turn one chalice. This is going to be a fun.
Yeah, but you don't
fun
get
game.
to volunteer as tribute. That's the difference.
It'd be super fun to watch this one.
Okay, no cantrips.
Can we get a turn 2 chalice on 2?
So, how many cantrips are in his hand? Is there a port and? Okay. I know.
He had the days.
I
but
know
not
there's
the
a
force.
ponder. I know there's a ponder.
Days could actually be really strong right here.
It sure could be. No, he might just. Okay. Seagate wreckage.
Yeah.
All
that's the
right, all
card.
right.
I love that card.
Well, it's in the graveyard.
Well.
Yeah,
It's just as good there as it is in play.
yeah. Captain QC, that's your definition of fun.
Yeah, we've gotten to see it all.
We need to get you out
Yeah,
more.
we've seen Corey play colorless lands and no white, and we've seen this. Thalia. All right, does Thalia
Okay.
get dazed? I think
No, no, there's 3 mana being tapped.
so. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh.
playing around days. Pretty easy to do when those are the only 2 available lands you can use. Boo. Nowadays looks pretty bad.
So you move to combat and then you daze it, right? Is that how it works?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It doesn't-
sorry.
It doesn't work that way. Hey, look, another daze.
I always get the answer wrong.
Now you can play a daze and then still daze.
So now you can play on another island, and you
You have to pay for
you
both
have
of
to
the
pay
dazes, right?
one for each,
Yeah.
and you return both islands. Okay.
It's gonna work.
Oh, good one. Good one. Spell feels quite bad nowadays.
Ah, see what he did with the Z?
Mm,
Even?
with the,
Ah.
yeah, days. Mm. Classic.
I've never heard that ever. Ever. Stoneforge Mystic. All right.
Playing around days. We're gonna double days?
No,
I don't think so.
no, we're not. We're gonna go for a terminus.
I think we're gonna try to find Terminus. Picking up Jite.
Those Jites, they can kill mentors. Is what they can do.
Yeah, they can. I think. But when we were watching Josh a week or 2 ago, playing this deck, I think it would have looked really, really bad. But Jite actually looks pretty okay. Pick up a few counters. Make sure any mentor that comes down, you can just insta kill it. Because it looks like he's definitely gonna get some hits with this Jite.
All right, we get a back to basics. That's
He can't cast it till next turn.
Dahlia's a jerk.
Sure enough.
All right, so this has been one of those amazing matchups where one player gets to do something and the other player gets to sit there and do nothing.
And unfortunately, that's how Game 2 was as well.
Toss of the Void on 1. Game over. Dahlia on 2. That you can't daze. So now if Corey plays anything, he can hard cast a daze, and then he can daze again if he needs to. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to insult Dahlia. It was rude of me. I apologize profusely.
To Thalia?
To everyone. I don't know.
To everybody who is offended by your
Aha!
statement.
Take that, Corey. Back to basics. All those lands never untap.
Any land he draws in the future, he's just going to play a diamond off of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll have to pay 1 for that, though.
Oh, yeah, he will. Will the trigger still be on the stack? Can it pay for itself?
Nope.
Oh, no. Well, the one diamond can pay for the other diamond.
I missed it. There's a super tapped Ancient Tomb.
Was it bad, or was it just, like, well hidden? Because those are two different things.
Because Dahlia's not a jerk, she's a guardian.
Very well hidden and bad. Both, all of the above. See, all of the above.
All right, can Josh get a Terminus? Termini. Oh, that wasn't it. Did he bring in disenchants? There's one! It's a disenchant.
So you're saying there's a chance.
No, there's a disenchant. Way different.
Sorry.
You apologize for laughing.
I don't know what I was thinking.
That's great.
What was I thinking, guys? I'm sorry.
All right. He gets to ponder. He gets to play his cantrip on turn 6. Just like he drew it up.
Oh my god. That's fantastic.
I have to race Captain QC for the bad lines. So this is actually like I was looking like this was super bleak for Josh. There's a chance here, right?
Absolutely.
I don't know, absolutely, but there is a chance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Jace looks pretty strong. Pays for surgical.
Without him finding a land, if he doesn't find a land, then I would actually say that this could drift back into Josh's favor very quickly.
Yeah.
Which Corey's gone through so many draw steps without a land. I would not surprise me.
Takes a ponder again. Didn't work out so well for him last game.
No.
Not that it mattered at all, but
It didn't.
I'm not saying it was the wrong decision, but it didn't help him find a colored mana source, right?
You know, and
he had to pay for Thalia, so he paid life and 1 mana.
yeah. Actually, the diamond that he has in his hand, if he tries to cast it, if he has a land, it's just going to get dazed.
Now, I don't know this deck, Captain QC. What is this deck like?
Parfait, huh? That does not ring a bell to me.
Yeah, I don't actually know that one. And I know most of the legacy.
Send us a list.
Yeah.
We want to see.
Or a link to it, or just describe it in general, because it's probably
a link.
5-color something that I have heard of.
Most parfaits are just yogurt with strawberries and blueberries.
Some granola mixed in.
Yeah, and some granola.
Mono-white prison built around land tax and scroll rack engine.
Okay.
Cool.
That does seem like a fun deck.
Yeah. And Chalice of the Void is really strong right now, right?
So he does just play the planes he found, equip the... Okay. Yeah, getting the counters on Jitte is huge. And we're back into needing Terminus. Yeah, but Super Dirtle's the best kind of Dirtle.
So Jace is no longer an option, right? Because of... did he just draw a cast out? Is that what that was? If he bounces one of the creatures, he can just move the Jitte to the other one and win.
It's not that Dirtle, really. It's just partial Dirtle.
All right. He's going to say goodbye to those dazes that have really not done the trick so far in this game.
Yeah, he needs to deal with the board presence.
It is the cast out. He's got a cast out and a Snapcaster Mage. Ooh, both of those.
He can't cast the cast out yet, though.
He has landed.
Oh, does
so
he?
So he could do either one of these options, right? He could Snapcast Disenchant. He has enough mana for that. And he could, as long as he hasn't played a land yet this turn, which I don't think he has, and he could cast out. One or the other. So now do you go risky and wait for him to use the Jitte counters before you cast out and surprise that way? Or you just get rid of it right now? It seems like this should work for Josh, right? If he Snapcasts, blocks the then he'd be able to respond with counters, though, so that doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't. He can't afford to take 3 this turn, but he can't afford to take any more, so I'm guessing this cast out's going to need to deal with the...
Alright, here it comes. Snapcaster.
So, in response to this Disenchant, I imagine...
Snapcaster's going to die, is what's going to happen.
Yes. And gain 2 life.
Yep.
Alright. Corey's looking for 1 more damage.
Crazy that this Eldrazi deck has a bajillion mana, right? Like it can ramp so fast with City of Traders and Ancient Tombs and Eldrazi Temples, and he's been sitting here on practically no mana.
He hasn't hit more than 3 mana at any point in the game. Turn 2, he had 3 mana, but he's had less ever since.
And his own Thalia is preventing him from... I mean, he can't Mox Diamond anyway, right? He doesn't have a land to get rid of.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what he's thinking about.
Do you just play Revoker here?
Maybe he's just thinking of what to name. Because looking at his hand, he doesn't actually have another play, does he? Or did he draw an Ancient Tomb?
Well, he knows he's got a Jason hand, right? He knows. Corey knows Josh has one. He's seen it off of Surgical Extraction. Down to 1. Oh, yeah, he does have an Ancient Tomb, so he's got choices. Okay.
Yeah.
This is kind of weird. If you play a creature and Josh ends up getting a Terminus.
I think we're playing a Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, I don't know what he's considering. Just play a Revoker.
Alright, Corey goes down to 10. Pretty sure he's naming Jace the Mind Sculptor.
And another Stoneforge Mystic. Alright, so Terminus then?
Yeah, let's see a Terminus right here. Josh has had the luck. He might have stacked the top cards of his library, so he might not have one there.
Yeah, he knows what's on top of the deck. We didn't get a good look. So, I mean, if there's... I don't think he put a Terminus on top.
Brainstorm. Maybe? Okay, so he brainstorms. He finds the Terminus. He puts it on top. He cycles cast out.
Yeah?
During Corey's turn. Nope. Yeah, that was a lot to play, I agree. But your Ancient Tomb doesn't get to untap.
I probably would have played the Stoneforge Mystic, but I don't know that I would have played... Or no... Yeah, playing both of those was kind of odd. He knew he had Jace, so the Phyrexian Revoker made sense. Time has been called. Thank you, Patrick.
I think this game has been called as well. I don't see any way Josh can make this happen, but he's gonna shuffle. You'd still have to. Is it even possible here? Oh, he does have another land. Okay, it's possible. Right here, we get to cast out. We get a cycle cast out during Corey's turn.
Upkeep.
Oh, he had Portent, right? So he was drawing it that way. Baneslayer Angel, just what he wanted.
Well, that would have been a pretty good one to find earlier.
Yeah. That might have even been a good one to find right then, actually. It might have worked out.
So Corey takes it down with his mono-white Eldrazi deck.
Yeah, goes 4-0.
Yeah.
Defeats the miracleness that was Chalice on 1, even through a disenchant. Josh made a game of it, though.
He did.
That was a game. He attempted.
He did.
Corey's going to show off some cool Swords to Plowshares. And one revised one. Is that what that is?
All right, guys. So we get to call that a night.
Yeah. We will be back for some Friday. Kyra and I might be actually playing. Somebody else will be casting. It'll be great fun.
I'll be playing.
And we'll be back here next Tuesday night for some more Legacy.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Always a good time.
Hail Heroes.